Hello, hello, hello. Someone left. I heard it.
Oh no. Ruthie? Well,
My computer just
no.
noped BRB. Okay, great. We're down 2
Oh
members.
no.
That means we have to cancel. So there you go.
The landlords are spawning.
Okay, the landlords are they just keep showing up. Oh man, it's like the Matrix. It's like they're Agent Smiths and they're all standing outside. Mr.
Extremely
Anderson.
landlord energy.
For sure.
Okay, whatever. While our wayward companions are sorting out their various issues, they will be here, just slowly. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to Wrath of the Godkin. Last week was a pretty crazy one. Had a lot going on. This is the show where the real treasure is the chimeras that we met along the way. Aww. Say hello to Ronnie, the Bugbear Fighter, Waylon, Human Paladin, Oz, the Kenku Wizard, Kelkan, the Furbolg Druid, and Affinity, the Tiefling, Bard Rogue. Our heroes are experts at getting themselves into trouble, but before they do exactly that, let's remind you viewers at home what happened previously on Wrath of the Godkin. Last time, the party had infiltrated Captain Scorch's pirate wedding. Some as caterers, Ronnie as a caterer, the others as guests or party crashers. They made their way down to the basement where they solved the puzzle and got into the pathway to Scorch's vault. And the party then fought a pack of displacer beasts and barely survived, then made their way into another room full of levers. The first lever opened a door that immediately dropped a gelatinous cube on Finn's head. Ronnie pulled Finn out of the death jelly, and the party pummeled it into a puddle. The party also discovered a room full of crocodiles, a pitfall trap, and an alarm that alerted nearby pirates to their presence. They then found a back way out of the mansion, an underwater cavern that led to the nearby river. While figuring out which levers opened the vault door, they accidentally unleashed a chimera, which promptly set them all on fire with its breath weapon. Wei nearly died, but Fabian saved him. The party then devised a plan to feed the chimera a corpse and send the sneaky members into its lair to pull the final lever, blocking their way. After an extremely stressful 6 seconds, they managed to pull off the plan and make their way into Scorch's vault. Inside, they found a mostly empty, picked-over hoard, leading them to believe that Scorch had been defrauding the bank in order to stay in power, because whoever has the most money in town is the person in power and is elected mayor. Scorch had been pretending to be richer than he was in order to maintain his seat of authority. They also found Odie's statue, the statue that had accompanied them in the first leg of this journey before they were shipwrecked, which Wei snapped a photo of as evidence, along with several other photos of the vault in general. After escaping the vault with treasure in tow, the Sahooligans, aka the party, narrowly evaded being spotted by Nautilus Bloodfoam, the vile godkin, who rode into town on a wave, sang a love song for the newly married couple, and then brutally murdered Captain Horatio in front of everyone. Just a reminder, before we get started, you can donate to change the outcome of the game, and the rewards are listed right there on the screen below my face. You can give people inspiration, name an NPC, so on and so forth. Here we go. It's Summerfire 1 Bell, aka Saturday around 7 p.m., and the party is hiding in a swamp with their newfound pirate bootay. Allie has asked them to return to her hideaway so they can divvy up the loot, but some of the party are still reeling from the appearance of Nautilus Bloodfoam. So we take you now to the swamp to the north of the city. Oh my. I'm just realizing right now that my map is not visible. Where's my map, Mr. Anderson? Okay.
Oh yeah, I was just staring at the art, being like, "This is
The
fine."
beautiful art that you hand drew and did not use from existing assets.
100%.
Okay, so you guys are currently at the location of the player token to the north. You guys were minutes later after this event has just happened, with Nautilus emerging from the water of the river and coming out playing a song, skewering Horatio. Way is restarting their machine right now, aka Ruthie is restarting her machine. She was here. Cal decided this is the perfect time to let their landlord into their apartment. so at the in the effort to be polite, they are going to be late as well, but they both will be here. They'll both be here. Welcome in, James, to the chat. Um, the best time to show how cool he is to his landlord. Exactly. You got to show off to the landlord. Okay, so you guys are sort of hidden behind these swamp trees nearby in this murky, stinky swamp. A swamp you know relatively well, not by heart pathing it through, but you guys do know the general makeup of the land because this is where you guys exited, not the exact spot, but the general area, the general region where you exited your assault on the secret temple under the church in a previous session. Hello, hello. Who's here now? Who's here now? Wait, okay.
I
Welcome
live.
back, Ruthie. We're just getting started. So you guys are still basically what you've seen is this the murder has happened. Ratio is down. Some of the Scorch has some of his men dredge up the body along with him, and he's taken a moment. This is the first time you've seen him with some real sorrow in his face as he's kneeling down, mumbling to himself, sort of cradling his dead best friend. Nearby, Serendis is sort of standing at a distance to Scorch. She seems to have a strange look on her face, one you haven't seen before. It'll be a hard check, but since you guys are kind of far away, but if you would like to, you can insight check her from this distance.
I'll give it a shot.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it doesn't make you lose anything.
Except my pride.
Brownie has
11.
water in their eyes.
Okay, with 18, you see it's too far to be completely sure, but you think she might be smirking? Maybe it's just a trick of the dimming light. Although you do have dark vision, so that's weird. Why would she be happy about this turn of events? It's hard to tell. She's good at concealing her emotion. It's one of those Mona Lisa smiles, if it even is one. So Scorch suddenly stands up and he orders the remaining guests and caterers out of the area. Suddenly the party is shutting down. Get out! Get out! It's over! It's all over. He's there mourning the loss of his friend, and Serendis sort of retreats slowly back to the house. The Firebeards are surrounding their captain. And they decide that they're going to lay him to rest for now in the gazebo, the place where he was just buried. And he calls all of them inside with sort of a strange expression on his face, and he brings his party inside the house. And that's as things, you see the caterers shutting stuff down. You see some of your friends, Ronnie, in the distance carrying stuff out, but it looks like, as Mace Windu would say, this party's over. What would you guys like to do?
Well, not to alarm anyone, but we're the people who worked with Horatio. So this is bad. This is bad, right?
I mean, they
Yeah.
can't prove anything. The person who could prove it is dead.
Nautilus doesn't strike me as a due process kind of guy.
Let me rephrase that. The person who could give him information is dead.
It's true.
Well, I mean, Scorch saw us too. Like, he knows us, and I think Naughty knows us. At least some of our faces, probably. I don't know.
But would he tell Scorch? Would Horatio tell Scorch about how he fucked over Naughty with the orb thing? It sounded like Scorch sent Horatio to deal with the orb thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but I don't know. I don't feel great. I mean, Horatio's dead, so I think that's the only net positive that I can glean here. Other than that, are our friends okay? Oz, have you messaged like Polly?
Oz just blink, blink. Oh yeah, I should probably do that.
What's the range on message?
120 feet. It can go around walls and it can go through walls as long as they're not too thick.
Yeah, from your current vantage point, it's a little bit difficult to see. You do see some people. You do, Ronnie. You get a sense of either it's one of the two kobolds is out there cleaning up stuff. You think you see a shock of red poly hair around the corner, but it's a little hard to tell. But Oz, after a bit of attempting, you do get a message popped into Polly's head. What would you like to say?
Is this the right person this time? I don't need to freak out another person. Okay, if this is Polly, just like wave your hand above your head or just do something to let me know.
I'm in the kitchen. Can you see in here? What's going on?
Okay, that message fell. Don't worry about it. Did you see what just happened? You guys okay?
Oh, yeah. Luckily, Tavian was inside. He's, a bit obsessive about cleanliness, and he's asking the chef, Heckles, some cooking questions he didn't see, but I certainly did. It was absolutely brutal. I had no love for Horatio, but wasn't something I wanted to watch so close, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's pretty dead. We should probably get out of here before like a guard or something shows up.
Right. Well,
Or,
we'll
or at the
just,
very least, like you probably should.
we're in the process of cleaning everything up in the kitchen, so when, once we're done with our work and receive our payment, we'll, we'll meet up. We'll just plan to be back at the, the inn in a short bit. Sorry, I'm still a little shaken.
Oh, okay. I'll let the party know.
Where are you, by the way?
Oz looks around. Where exactly is he?
You guys are sort of at the edge of the swamp on the northern edge of the river where the party token is. You guys are sort of behind some mangroves right now, trying to keep cool.
Edge of the swamp. I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure how I got here, but we're at the edge of the swamp.
Understood. Well, safe travels back. We'll be around here for the next 10 minutes or so, so if you need anything, just ping me.
Okay. Oz breaks off the message, looks at the rest of the party, like, why do the secret entrances end up in the swamp? I feel like we just need to comb through here and we'll find stuff.
Do you think people just like toss their trash in here?
Well, no, like, this is the second time a secret exit has ended up in the swamp.
I mean, I guess it's a place no one really wants to go. At least I don't want to go or be here.
Yeah, no, this
Wait
place
here.
super sucks.
This
What
this
here?
might be a minor point of clarification, but the exit that you guys came out of was like on this bank south of you, so that it led underneath the house into the water. It's an underwater cavern that leads through the river. So you guys emerged and went to the north bank where it was less steep. But this one
Okay,
didn't
gotcha.
this one
Okay.
didn't end up. The previous one you were in was like sort of an exit around here northwest of where you are, and it led underneath, like a path underneath here. So you guys
Do
are.
we want to take a?
Sorry, go ahead. I was just saying you're a bit southeast of where you were before. It's a pretty big swamp.
Okay. Would we recognize that we're close to the secret passage with the church?
I think based on actually that might be a question you might want to ask Ronnie, doing like a survival or check out here. Since Ronnie has a pretty good sense of that kind of thing.
Ronnie, how close are we to the church? Could we just like hang a Louie and take a shortcut?
I mean, you through the swamp entrance or just to the church?
Through the swamp entrance, underground, in the horrible pit, back up through the church.
Potentially we could. When we exited before, we had to get past all those crocodiles. I don't know that that's something we want to tangle with at the moment. We could probably make our way back. I don't think we're very, very far from that entrance, but we could probably make our way back to the edge of town near the church, just going along the edge of the swamp.
Right?
I think I could find our way to the other entrance. I'm just, we avoided the crocodiles in the basement. I don't think we need to go find new ones.
Yeah, I'm not pro more swamp. I think everyone's pretty preoccupied at the moment.
Now we should
And
be fine if we sneaky.
yeah.
Is that Oddish?
Oui.
Okay, great. You haven't missed much. Everybody's just on the edge of the swamp deciding how they want to get back to town.
And the edge of our seats.
And the edge
With
of
this
tomorrow, starring
thrilling
Emily
swamp
Blunt.
conversation. I think if
Oh,
go
sorry. Go ahead.
go for it.
The only reason I'm suggesting the church is because it's still abandoned. To my knowledge, it's abandoned. No one would care about us walking in. No one would care about us coming out. If anybody sees us coming out of the swamp after what happened at the party, I feel like it'll raise a little bit more questions than we want to answer.
So what's the alibi with the church? We just all decided to go pray or something in the middle of a wedding?
What, you never, urban explored a church after a horrible fire before?
But we were at the wedding, right?
We were at the wedding, yeah.
And
now
then
we're
we
not?
left to... Okay, fair enough.
Well, why don't we start heading around the edge of the swamp and we can cut over to the church tunnel if we want to. I'm thinking following basically this sort of path, trying to be enough in the shadow that we're not very observable, but not trying to just go straight into the middle.
Okay, so you guys are keeping sight of the river as a landmark to guide you, right? And you are going to be slowly moving on the inside of the tree line, right?
That sounds all right. And then we can see if the crocodiles are around and maybe make a call about the tunnel.
Okay. So as you guys are heading through, you get to about where you are right now, just north of the mansion, directly north of it. And you see your immediate path has been pretty easy to get through. You're sort of on a bit rockier but drier land that has a bit more just rocky makeup, so it's not quite as sodden as the swampiest parts that you had been in before. But as you get to here, you're sort of at an impasse where there is a large, or not large, but there is a sizable enough pond that it sort of creates a challenge for you, or at least a decision point, a crossroads, if you will, whether you would want to walk closer to the river itself, meaning you would remove yourself from the shade and stealth of the tree line, go right of the pond, which would cause you to lose sight of the river, or, try to test it and wade your way through it.
No more pond waiting, please. We should go around that.
Yeah, I don't want to go more into the swamp. I really don't.
All right. I don't. Ronnie, like, trying to flick water from the river off their armor. I don't feel very stealthy. I might try to. If you all want to go ahead, I might give a little gap in case I get made.
How long has it been since we've exited the thingamabobby?
We covered that just before you got here, but basically what's happened so far is that about, at this point, probably 20-25 minutes have passed since Horatio's murder. He helped them. They've laid the body in the gazebo for now, and he brought the Firebeard Brigade inside to speak with them. Oz sent a message to Polly to remind them that it's probably safe if they get out of there. Polly and Tavian are going to, at this point, they are going to finish doing their work. But it seems like Scorch has ordered everybody out of the wedding. The celebration is over. So everybody's cleaning up and getting out at this point.
Has it been an hour since Chimera shenanigans?
Let's see. That was all probably within like a 15 to 20 minute thing. So no, I don't think it has been. It's getting there.
Okay.
It's probably been 45 minutes, but
I still have Pass Without Trace up, Bronny. If we all want to stick together, it might be more, might be beneficial to you as well. I don't think you will get caught. You never know, but it should be helpful.
Plus, if we are seen by people, it kind of just looks like we're clearing out of the wedding too, right? Just from like a different.
We all just saw Naughty and jumped in the river to get away.
I mean,
water. That's
honestly,
with
a god, with a godkin, that it makes sense.
Somewhat.
I mean, do we have to admit that we know who Naughty is? I mean, if we don't know who he is, the water would be a smart choice.
That's true too.
I think Ronnie looks a little touched by y'all being like, let's stay together. And he's like, yeah, all right. Yeah. That sounds good. Thank you.
Okay.
I guess we'll.
Let's go. Let's go, gang.
Let's go, girls.
Let's go, lesbians.
So
Sorry.
you are going along the southern path towards the river?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys, the ground is pretty stable here. But you guys are a little bit more out in the open. So I'd like you guys to make stealth checks with your Pass Without Trace, right?
Yeah, plus 10.
Ooh.
Plus 10 to whatever
Yummy.
you roll.
So 31. Sick.
Okay, yeah, you both got 31. That's a 27 there.
Kel, could you maybe also give me guidance?
They are both concentration spells, so I don't believe I can, but a plus 10 should be good enough.
Okay. I actually think I can give myself guidance, so I think
I think you can.
Cool. Great.
It's still 19.
Cool.
Ronnie,
A dirty
20. Yeah, dirty 20. As you guys are moving, you do see in the window on the second floor, you see some people moving in there. Like there's a couple people in that room, but it doesn't seem like anybody notices you guys. And you guys continue making your way along the river until you reach a sort of a field of tall grass, the kind that has yellow tops and is a little bit not quite thorny, but has like those scratchier fronds sticking out of it, which is a little annoying to navigate through. But other than that, still you guys are doing pretty well, and nothing really is impeding your progress. Um, However, I will ask for just a basic either survival or dexterity as you guys walk through this field.
Ouch.
Is yours a dex save different than your regular dex roll?
Oh, yes, it
Anything
is.
else?
Should I re-roll it
What's the modifier on your regular
on my
dex?
dex?
Yeah.
2.
Subtract 3 from that, I guess.
Sad face.
Okay, so that's 7. Okay. As you guys make it to the other side of this thing, three of you, Oz, Way, and Finn, feel a little bit itchy. And like something is quite literally bugging you. As you inspect your bodies, you find that there are a few ticks that have leapt from the tall
No.
grass and lodged themselves onto you guys. Um,
Sweet snacks for later.
Or
How about
snacks for now?
Please get them off. Please.
The ticks are notoriously difficult to pull off because they like to feast on what they stick to. So you'll need to either pull them off with some sleight of hand goodness, or find another way to get them off using some sort of item. Finn, you're able to reach your nails underneath it and flick it off before it really finds purchase. But you do take
Tick damage?
3 piercing damage just from its
3
bite.
Lyme disease.
Yeah, 3 Lyme disease damage.
Intelligence.
That's why I'm always scared of ticks and tall grass too, because Lyme disease is no joke.
Yeah,
It's really
I
debilitating.
was scared when you made that description. I was like, oh no, ticks.
I know it's
primal
horrible.
fear.
It's horrible for such a small thing to cause so great. Yeah, way you are not able to pull it off with your hand by itself. So it's still stuck to you, and you also take 3 piercing damage too, and it still affects you.
Ozzy's gonna do this the old-fashioned way. He takes out his tinderbox and lights the end of a stick, kind of blows it out so it's embers, and just puts it on the back end of the tick so it releases.
Okay, so you successfully burn the tick, and it falls off. Can you give me a dex save on this one, Oz? Okay, you do take
Oz got too excited seeing the snack.
4 fire damage as you place it a little bit too close to your feathers and momentarily singe yourself as well.
Oh, wow, I think it bit me.
Way, yours is still on, but Oz does have this lit a stick at this point.
Does anyone else need this?
Please.
Oz is gonna come over and is gonna try to go burn it off of Way if Way doesn't grab the stick from him.
I will only grab the stick if I think it's gonna touch my skin.
I mean, it's definitely. I mean, it's not
Or like if he's gonna like actively like hit my leg, I'm gonna be like, stop it.
He's.
I mean, you just saw Oz burn himself with it.
Yeah. I got heals.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna let Oz do this. Okay, Oz, make another dex save.
I'll give Oz guidance on this one.
Sure.
Oh wait, this is a save.
Oz gets a plus. Yeah, this is a 4, or this is a dex save, so it's a +4 bonus.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, Oz,
I
having
definitely did.
learned a little bit about what not to do on that last one, successfully jams it directly against the tick, and this tick is particularly fat. It looks like which might explain why it was on Way's leg as opposed to the arms or the upper body like the other two, because this one probably got weighed down on the fronds it was sticking off of. But yeah, it drops and falls to the ground, and Way, you don't take any further damage as a result of that because he did so well with it. So you guys are free of the ticks at this point. Although it was a very
Oz,
icky encounter.
speaking of icky encounter, Oz is going to pick up one of the dead ones and just munch on it.
Toasted.
Oz, you can get sick.
for a weird moment, as you bite it, you get the taste of blood from it. You're eating the one that was on Way most recently, and
So chunky.
as you bite into it and are savoring it, it's you get the taste of human blood, and then you also get a flash of Fabian in your mind. For a brief moment, it feels like he's occupying a place inside your brain, but it almost instantly fades in a matter of a millisecond. To you, Oz, it feels like that ghost suddenly just haunted you, but then went away.
That's what Way tastes like. Ghosts.
You suddenly understand what
What?
Finn's into.
Dead.
And the rest of the party, how are you reacting to Oz eating the tick that was just on Way?
I think Kel's pretty used to seeing bird-like things eating tick-like things, so it doesn't really phase him.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
She'd be like, I think Ronnie maybe didn't totally stop, was sort of like, all right, we're slowing down, but is like, we're out of the grass now. Like they're looking ahead. They're like scoping out, is anyone around? Do we need to make moves?
Yeah, do
Not paying all attention to
a
us.
perception check. You're getting a little agitated because even at this distance, you can see that some people are milling around the yellow building, which you recognize as the Yoho Chateau, almost directly to your west.
And I'm feeling very awkward.
Yeah, exactly. No one, once again, nobody has seemingly caught sight of you, or if they have, that's not what's on their minds. So,
Should we?
But you do see some crowds generally moving away from the mansion, either this way or over the bridge towards this way, sort of in front of your path.
Should we just try to hustle over and look like we're part of the group leaving the wedding?
Sounds like
Yeah.
a plan.
We could
We
probably
are the
swing in
group
if we have
leaving the
to.
wedding. We just went a different way.
Yep. Good call.
Where are we going, by the way?
At this point, Allie's gonna pipe up and suggest that you guys go with her and Chungo and hide under her hideaway in the bridge. So you guys can talk about things and basically divvy up the loot.
Do you think we should do that right now? Don't you think we should go straight to courtly credit while everyone's in chaos? Just get this
Yeah.
over with?
We gotta at least tell Yorkus.
I think we should drop off the camera to Yorkus tomorrow morning. I think we should take advantage. Now is a good time to divvy up the loot.
But if they find us and
Cal, make
steal our
an
camera,
intelligence save right now.
Do it.
+4.
on it. Oh yeah.
You, as you're going through this thing and getting antsy about Yorkus, you realize it's Saturday at like probably 7:30 at this point. Bank's probably closed at this point anyway.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Yorkus is likely as antsy as you are, though, so he's probably either at either of the places you guys normally meet, either the Seafair Bazaar or waiting for you guys at the inn. But you know, just based on your understanding of Yorkus, that if you're antsy, he's definitely antsy. You actually got to see what was happening. He's been sitting there probably tapping his foot all day, you know?
He was antsy before we met him.
Yeah, exactly. This is like the day that he's, you know, you guys have put him through the ringer on that ape escape quest, and now he is he's probably very concerned about what's happening and your guys' condition, if nothing else.
That's a good point, Cal. Maybe he'll be at the inn. Allie, I want to to share everything out, but there's a lot of people on the street right now. Is it a good time to go to your hideout that is sort of close to a bunch of stuff?
She's persuaded by this as she's considering it, as she immediately dons her disguise again, and is like, "Right, I'm gonna follow you guys."
What's her name? Big Boots Jake?
Let me double check that for you. That was in... Yeah, it was something silly. I know that much.
Big
Wedding...
Boots Jake.
I vote we just call Allie's disguise Big Boots Jake, no matter what the name is.
Yeah, sounds close enough.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
right. It's Jason Big Boots.
No, now it's Big Boot
I like
Jake.
the fact that the party misremembered it as Big Boots Jake and only refers
Ronnie
to her as that.
actually said that out loud. I don't know if Allie's mad at them.
I feel like that's not far enough away from her current nickname for her not to just roll with it. You know what I mean?
This is improv. Yes, and
She's
Yes.
like, what? That's the part of it she cares least about. But yeah, she does not want to be caught by the Firebeards. Although at present it seems like the Firebeards all went into the mansion, but you know, she's taking no chances. Chungo's just sort of hanging out, and they both sort of flung their catering outfits into the swamp at this point.
I guess Ronnie's is like bloodstained and damp, but they did fold it up and like put it in their bag.
Okay.
who's got the sending stone? Should we at least let Yorkus know that we're coming?
I mean, I could just keep trying to shoot out message until we're 120 feet of him, so he at least gets a few seconds of warning.
If we do the sending stone, we'd also know where he's at.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
We can still message him though, just to like screw with him.
I say
I don't
do
wanna
both
yuck
at the
your-
same time.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Wait, what happens if you do sending a message at the same time? That's actually a good question.
His head explodes.
I think we need to figure this
and
out.
you kill him immediately.
Does he like hear a voice in each ear?
He immediately has a seizure.
Yeah, I've got starts speaking.
He starts
in tongues.
smelling burnt toast.
I've never seen this done before. We have to try it.
For
Marcus
science,
is the
yeah.
perfect person to try it with. He's
Let's
good and
make-
detailed at telling us what happens.
We could try it on me a different time when someone's nearby with the healing. Let's maybe do it. Wait till we're close enough to someone.
No, let's try it with Yorkus.
Does Ronnie have the sending stone, or do I have the sending stone? I don't have it in my inventory, and I don't remember.
You definitely have the camera. I don't.
I think you have the camera now. It's in the handy haversack.
Oh, that's right. After we
Then I'll say I have the sending stone. So yeah, I'll just pick it up, and I'll just casually go, "Hey, you up?"
I'm just checking right now to see if Kel has it in his inventory.
I shouldn't. I
Do you
don't think I've
remember who
ever
does
touched
have it?
anything.
I
So it's either-
feel like it's away.
I'm like
It's
90%
either
sure
Ronnie
it's
or
away.
Well, you guys
Kel,
are together, so it
you
doesn't
get
make that much
all-
difference. One of you does have it, right? So you,
Yeah.
Doctor. Me, lady.
whoever would like to can send him out a message, and he's just going to pop up. And he's currently relates to you that he is currently at the inn right now, waiting for you guys.
All right, cool. We're on our way.
How do you
Please.
think he spent his time, like, before we got here? Hanging
Probably
with
just stressing.
his friend talking about pens?
Just please
He
hurry.
works at the bank.
I can't. I need to know what happened. I'm just glad to hear that everything's all right. But some people have. I've heard some things.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm walking with the stone in hand, just kind of like, yeah. What are you hearing? Did you hear about I don't know, Horatio dying?
Is that what happened? I've heard.
Wait.
Well, I've heard an acquaintance of yours appeared, and there was bloodshed. Else, just come. We'll speak in private.
All right, fine.
All right, great.
He puts the stone away and sort of like ends transmission on it, so to speak. So you guys are still on the edge of the swamp, sort of making your way here. You see now that people are wedding attendees who are from out of town are heading back, the ritzier ones, to the Yahoo Chateau. You even see Sable heading inside as you guys are making your way out.
Way instinctually kind of like fades back to kind of like peer behind Ronnie.
Oz is going to kind of look at the ground around where they're hurrying because Oz is wondering if, these rich folk and they're hurrying away from their murder would be dropping anything.
You do see some coins in their wake. And
Shiny.
as you are walking towards it, you realize that Chungo has also quickened his pace. And now you guys look at each other
Oz,
with a
yeah,
look of
Oz sideways glances and goes a little faster.
yeah, you guys are also, I need you to make a dexterity check versus Chungo's dexterity to see who gets there first.
If this doesn't work, I have another plan.
Is it bite Chungo?
No, it's just full on tackle Chungo.
kill him
If
in
Oz
cold blood.
loses this roll, he's just gonna tackle Chungo.
Okay.
They're the same size.
Oh my god.
Natural
Holy.
20.
Holy.
you
Oz sees
forget.
Chungo speeding up, and he just launches at him.
He's too fast. You got that natural 20. You dive at him, and he is already on the coins, scooping them all up into his pouch, and then darting away into the streets like he's done it a million times. Hey, Chungo! Oi, Chungo, get back here!
Oz is making a mental note: split the coin 6 ways instead of 7.
You see Allie chasing after Chungo, and they both go into some back alleys behind the Jesuit's house. As you guys are which path are you taking to get back, by the way? Are you passing in front of the Yoho Chateau? Are you going the long way? Or what?
I assumed this way.
As you pause
Ronnie
there for a
tries to
second.
Crouch and hide behind Way.
At this point,
was hiding behind
Pass
you!
Without Trace has ended, and you, as you are trying to crouch behind Way, your orc friend, the bouncer, spies you from across the way, and he comes up to you and says, "Hey, are you all right? I heard there was some commotion."
Yes, it was upsetting. I need to go lie down.
Oh, but Ronnie was so brave. We're all very impressed with how
Yeah.
Ronnie behaved.
Ronnie
throws
saved
up a
all
little
of
bit.
us.
Yeah, we wouldn't have made it out without Ronnie.
I bet. So you guys were all at the wedding, huh?
I was working.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, just as long as you're all okay.
Ronnie gives 2 thumbs up.
Kelken coughs.
He kind of smirks. All right. Well, you guys need anything, just let me know. He goes back to work.
Wade turns to look up at Ronnie, just, you good?
We gotta go.
The Whistler? Or the Rizzler just running away from interacting with your boy?
I don't know what that means. Wait, and yes, they are. They are trying to move away in that way when like your friends are all stalling and you're like, "Can we leave? We're done with brunch." So Yorkus seemed pretty urgent, right? I think we should keep moving.
Yeah, you guys can make your way back. As you guys are passing various places of business and homes, everybody seems to be buzzing with news. It traveled quickly, you can tell, because the sound of the festivities suddenly shut down, and there had been a few people gathered outside the gates just to watch from afar, and so some people did see the event as it happened at the end. Nobody seems particularly interested in you, more consumed with the gossip, and so you guys are able to make your way back without further duress or complication, if it is indeed the inn you are heading towards.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You guys make your way back to the inn, and when you do so, you immediately spot several familiar faces. Yorkus stands at attention as soon as you enter, excited to meet with you guys in private. Kel, you also see that Dr. Wilder is there as well. She looks like she's eager to speak with you on how things have gone. You see Paulie and Tavian are both there, and they're looking to talk to you, as well as your other NPC companions. You got Slythe, you got Astrid, and Tuck are also there, along with Tonka, who is inside, even though the Wondrous Lychee does not seem happy about that. It seems as if the dwarf, Garamond Goldbear, who you guys met on your way back from the ape, who was getting into that altercation with the orcs, is no longer there. It seems like he has moved on already during the day, back on his way. Yeah, those are the people you see in front of you as you walk in. Everyone seems to want to talk to you guys immediately, and is looking to you guys to, see how and when this should go down.
Are we like in our room upstairs? Because I feel like we should.
No, you
probably
just
go
walked in the
upstairs.
door, and these guys are all just like, your friends are at their normal table, and Dr. Arden Wilder is at a table nearby, and Yorkus has stood up from the table that he was at as well. There's a couple other just people in there who are just sort of like gossiping and shooting the shit. But it's not very populated right now, as it normally isn't.
I mean, as empty as it is down here, I don't think this is something we should do out in the open. I don't know whether the walls have ears or not.
I agree. But just trying to like lean back so this is only to the party as best I can. Is there anyone here we don't trust to be part of this conversation at this point? Do we need to do this in turns, I guess, or address anyone first, or can we all just go upstairs?
We could all just introduce all of our friends to each other. It'll save us a lot of repeat conversations.
Yeah. I can also run decoy and shoot the shit if you guys want to go upstairs and take care of business.
I think at this stage we might be keeping our crew from the ship in more danger if we don't tell them what's happened. Kel, I defer to you if you think Dr. Wilder should be part of this conversation.
I think she should. We've told her. Well, I've told her about everything that's happened up to this point, and leaving her out of the results seems not necessary.
The only people who aren't with you right now are Allie and Chungo.
Because they wandered off into the alleys.
Yeah, exactly. After scooping up a bunch of money.
All right. Well, they know what went down. All right. Shall we all head up then?
Everyone starts exchanging looks. The three separate sort of friend groups, basically. They all sort of nod and follow you guys upstairs. You can see, especially amongst your regular NPC bros, that they can all tell that the fact that they're being invited up into this meeting means some shit went down. They're like, oh shit, we are not being kept at arm's length for this one. Yeah, as 70% of the bar goes upstairs, you see the barkeep and inn owner just like lean back and sigh with relief, like finally these guys are out of my hair for the time being. That little cat won't be ordering me around anymore. You guys all make your way up into the room. It's quite spacious, as you well know. It's probably the biggest room in the inn, and you guys are able to, secure the door however you would like and make it as clandestine as possible. The other Slythe and Tuck and Polly and Astrid will inform you guys that, they'd been doing just sort of cursory keeping up their security checks around the place in case either that, Cool Butterflower or any of his ilk or anyone else had tried to sneak in or spy on you guys, and there hasn't been any sign of it since the Cool Butterflower incident.
I'll park myself by the window regardless.
Okay, sure.
I'll pull out my doll and have it sitting right next to the door into the room, and we can just say that I trained it to say, "Hey, listen!" really loudly when anyone comes close to the door.
Okay, great. So,
Yeah, I think Ronnie's sort of pacing the room, like keeping an eye out as the conversation unfolds.
Sure. So everyone's sort of either seated or positioned at one of the round tables in the room, the sort of card tables, and Dr. Arden is sort of standing next to you, Kel, trying to keep that allegiance clear as to what she's doing here, as she doesn't know everybody. And the other, the B team is sort of like hanging out together at one of the card tables, and Yorkus is just sort of like unable to wait any longer, but he is sort of wary of everyone in the room. Do we really need all of these people here with us?
Yes. We've been together for quite some time now, and we trust them with our lives.
Very well. I suppose I'm in that boat too at this point. In for a penny, in for a pound. So please tell me everything. I can't wait any longer. Did you find the evidence? Did you get any photographs?
Oh, did we get photographs?
Ronnie pulls out the sharpshooter. Sorry, I know it has
The camera? The snap shutter, I think it's called.
Shutter.
He grabs it and he checks it, inspects it. My, there isn't any room left for any more. I suppose you must have gotten evidence, or did you set it off in your pockets a few times?
Oh no,
we
I
were
emptied that
thorough.
sunbitch.
Yeah, Wei was very thorough with their evidence collection.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not able to ascertain what's in here yet. I'll need to send it back to the bank in Grand Haven to get it processed. So you'll have to impart that much with me here.
How long is it going to take for those photos to show up?
I should be able to expedite things. So long as I let them know it's an emergency, I would say they'll have the information within 3 days or thereabouts. As long as it's 3 days of us sending it. No
3 days.
Yes, but it might. There's no way of knowing exactly how they'll respond. I can make certain assumptions, but that depends on what the evidence is.
Do you want to know how much was in there?
Of course.
I lean in and I whisper the amount to him, just for pure drama reasons.
Kel rolls his eyes.
Plus
Ronnie,
what?
Everyone else is having a gossipy night.
At the B squad, not much.
Yeah, I lean in and I go, this bitch empty.
You can feel Dr. Wilder tugging at your elbow a little bit, Kel. Like, I want to know too, without trying to be subtle about it.
It's not that much. Forgive the drama.
And she turns to you and then sort of like not able to really mitigate the volume of her voice that much. It's like, wait, but he's the richest man in town, right? Isn't that the way things work here?
No, he's only rich in land. His vault was like broke, apart from the
We
thing
don't
he
even-
stole from us.
We don't even know about land.
Yeah, that's the mayor's house. Goes to whoever is the richest.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
So let me get this straight. You have definitive proof that he's been lying about.
Oh, we
Look at
do.
the magic picture box.
Yorkis has
Yeah.
this like dazed expression on his face with this smile that you've never seen on him. And there's proof of that. But perhaps you might have just saved this town.
The thing is, Yorkus, my concern right now is that we need to get this done as soon as possible. Our shenanigans weren't exactly super clean. We had to leave maybe a couple of bodies behind, and any kind of cursory investigation will make them realize that we or someone broke into their vaults that night. Is there any
There's
possibility they can tamper with this? You know, if you send it out, they mess with it, you know, like kidnap the tech whistles that you have the evidence on?
No.
Like, how safe is this?
I shall stay here for the evening. It won't leave my clutches, and I won't leave yours. Therefore, we can send it out together first thing in the morning, and we'll do it with the official paperwork in tow. The bank has a way of expediting things using the fastest birds available. Tampering with this would be an even greater crime, and one they would be able to track, both through the Postal Service and through the bank's official means.
Yeah, well, Scorch might be under some added pressure since there's kind of a psychopathic murderer in the mix of all this as well.
You're referring
Yeah.
to Nautilus Bloodfoam, the Godkin.
Yep. That guy.
Yeah?
Let's take this slow. I need to understand all of it. So, you arrived in the vault. Let's bypass what you needed to get there, and I'm sure it was very bloody based on the adventures we had yesterday.
I
But-
whisper to Dr. Wilder, we saw a
You saw a chimera? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Her eyes widen. What? Tell me about it. She's not quiet. Dr.
I
Wilder
promise I'll
might be
tell you all
mildly
about it
on the
later.
spectrum, you realize.
The only
I
one.
promise
who
I'll tell you all
remembers-
about it later.
What now? Why did you bring it up now? Oh, I need to know. Please, there'll be time for that. She looks really perturbed at Yorkis right now. But first, did you see the statue?
Oh yeah.
So he
We
did see
have
it.
it.
Well, we don't have the statue. We couldn't bring it with us, but we have pictures of the statue. That was the only real thing of value there.
Oh, did we not put the statue in the sack? Did
It's
I
a big
hallucinate
statue.
that?
I don't think it would have fit.
No,
Okay. I
you
don't
guys
think it
couldn't
can
have
fit.
done that without using
Ignore
some
me.
sort of magic in order to lift it, because it is like, I forget how, it's over 500 pounds, I think. I have that written down somewhere.
It's
but
over levitate.
No,
yeah,
that
it's,
makes
it's,
sense.
It's over levitate so much so that I had to do just behind the scenes a bunch of magic math to figure out how they actually stole it. Like that was the thing. I was like, oh no, the players are going to be like nickel and dime me over how they got away with it. But I have all that figured out.
Conveniently 501 pounds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh
But
man, I should have taken in larger use. Then Oz could have levitated.
I
it.
mean, come on. You're not on the wrong path there. So what you're telling me is that you have evidence that you were robbed and evidence that, oh my god, I don't know which one of you's your hands I should shake, but one of you just became the mayor of Jarexpot. He starts
I'll
to
point
I turn to Ronnie.
Everyone looks at Ronnie.
Ronnie's looking at the ceiling.
the B squad all look at each other and they're like, yeah, really loudly. Dr. Wilder is
Mayor?
sort of annoyingly pulling at your elbow again. And she's like, this means you can wipe away my debt, right?
That means we can wipe away everyone's debt. Well,
Hold on a
reasonable
second
degree, I
there.
assume.
You don't want to be just as corrupt as the previous regime now, do you? I suppose we're getting ahead of ourselves, but that is something we have to think about. And it will also
But
mean...
you know as well as we do that a lot of these people's debts were unfairly pushed on them by
Of course.
Firebeards.
Believe me, I've stayed awake late at night, dreaming of being the one to go line item by line item and erase each of those debts. He looks like
All
he
I'm
wouldn't
hearing
have
is
dreamed
burning
of this.
down the bank is back on.
No, not at all.
Oz just has an unlit torch in his hand.
Put that away.
Okay, this is all objectively very good, but
Yes, of course.
and not to be a party pooper here, but we all know how Scorch is at this point. I don't know if he's really the type to peacefully concede power regardless of proof. Just throwing that out there also.
He might not be, but he was looking pretty deflated. I wish I knew what they were talking about at the house right now, but he's rattled.
This also depends on how much Serendis wants to rush her gold digger wedding. Place your bets, people. Are we thinking end of tonight? She's gonna try and be mayor, or are we thinking end of the weekend?
You think she's seen the vault? Because there's no way she would go through.
I don't
with that
think
plan
she's
if
seen
she
the
knew.
vault.
Maybe
Sorry.
she just lies like the Firebeards did about how much is in there.
But
Did-
you really think she would have risked her sister's lives like that if she had known that she could have just exposed him?
I
Sorry.
mean, it's a power grab.
Yorkis, there was a special document they had worked up. Is it just was the next of kin? What there was? Do we think that her goal? They've got some other stuff going on, or rather, she does.
No, I believe your assumption is correct. I believe her plan, if I understand it correctly, and the way this sort of thing might work, is that she and her sisters were all posing as the same woman, who, and because none of them could stand to
Right.
be with Scorch for very long, they passed off the responsibility of romancing him amongst them. And I'm guessing that the recently passed document that they put through the bank would have placed her firmly as the beneficiary in case of death of all of his assets, making her in charge of the Firebeard crew. And if she's in charge, then that would mean that she would be the mayor and in charge.
There's
I
nothing
suppose-
left for her to inherit. Let her do it. She'll inherit nothing.
The Firebeards aren't loyal to her. House of Card crumbles.
No money, no followers.
No
She's
church.
lost. no church.
From what I've heard, the church has already been shuttered, boarded up.
Plus, if she does go through with, you know, offing Scorch, how do we think Naughty's gonna feel about that?
He doesn't seem particularly fond of his employees.
Right.
You're touching
Let
on
them
something
fight.
that we should discuss. I don't know. I can't really get into the mind of any of these people, as they all seem to be obsessed with such detestable, fraudulent behavior. But if he has his closest allies, even those from out of town, around him right now, it would seem that this is likely the wrong time for her to strike. However, you know something about each of them that the other does not. These can be daggers that you wield and use and strike with at any time to get what you want. Now, I have a few bureaucratic things that I need to impart to you. One, in order to take hold of the city and become the new mayor, whichever one of you who takes that responsibility, or whoever you put in place, will need to be the member of an organization. In this case, the aforementioned guild that you were all so chuffed about constructing, this is the time to formally formulate it. Put it in
Ronnie's
writing.
face lights up. Oh my gosh. What do we need to do? We've completed. I think we needed to do 3. I think we've done 3.
We can get into the formal details later, but you'll need in order to form a guild, you need a formal name for the guild, at least 5,000 gold to register, pick a type, which I believe you said adventurers, establish a business residence that can be a small office in town, just somewhere to send mail to, and you need to have at least a minimum of 8 employees. Seems you have a great number of them here, so that should be fine as well. And I can verify that you have completed several adventuring guild duties. We can use those through Delia at the quest board for the ones I was not present for. She can vouch for that. But you've also provided proof of the statue's theft, which means that we have the evidence, as soon as it is documented by the bank, that you are the rightful owners of a statue that puts you in standing to be the richest people in town. And
Which also wipes our debt.
yes, theoretically, and we should be able to. I assume, perhaps I'm overstepping now, but when we are in a position where we are able to formally take over the town, we'll be able to go line by line, take away the debts that are unfairly thrown onto people, docking fees for refugee arrivals, that sort of thing, and make sure that the money that is actually owed, food and sustenance and just general person-to-person transactions, are paid out, and so that this town gets something relating to a functioning economy once more. That is the most important part of this, because otherwise, as you were saying, a house divided cannot stand, so to speak. This town could easily fall into chaos too without that functioning economy. As terrible as the current one is, it is at least predictable in its terribleness. But there is the other matter. You have seen, I believe from what I've heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Nautilus Bloodfoam has returned, taking Captain Horatio with him. I don't know how to feel emotionally about that. I did not know the man. I'm sure you knew him a bit better, but I cannot see a scenario in which we are freely given the opportunity to change this town's ownership and its power without Nautilus interfering. In order to save the people of town and to make this town an equitable place, you must find a way to deal with him.
What do you think he's going to do? Flood the entire city?
That seems extremely doable.
I wouldn't put
Yeah,
it
I
past him.
mean,
Or just slaughter everyone, person by person.
I mean, yeah, he's hopped up.
gives bards a bad name.
You know me. I'm nothing if not incredibly anxious. All day today,
Yeah.
I've been doing research. Should you succeed, I had to believe that you would. I couldn't bear to think of what would happen if you hadn't. And I believe that with your ingenious minds for planning this sort of violent deed, there may be a way to even kill a godkin. But it will take a little bit of extra effort. There is one other thing that I think you might want to consider beyond that. And this is a big if. So, we might not even want to cross that bridge until we come to it. But you are adventurers. And as such, you mean to travel. You mean to do great deeds. And I wonder if perhaps this city, after an interim with you in charge is completed and you feel safe enough with it, might do better in other hands.
Whose
Like,
hands?
Well, I'm not sure. That's for you to decide.
Are you volunteering?
yeah, what about yours?
Well, I don't know. I'm not part of any formal organization. I'm not much of an adventurer. I mean, I've always had dreams of starting my own bank, being the man in charge, so to speak, a small regional bank. That would be quite nice, but I've never been much of a politician or a leader. I appreciate your thinking of me, but I don't really. Could anyone really see that? I don't think so. He's sort of blushing a little bit. But yes, perhaps someone who's lived here a long time, or someone you trust. But yes, that's of course.
There are good people here. We'll figure that out on the other side of this bureaucracy and new challenge you've reminded us of.
Of course.
So
Well,
what
then-
are you suggesting, Yorkus? Sorry, are you saying that while we have the evidence being processed by courtly credit, we need to deal with Kiki in the interim? Not Kiki. Not a list. Fuck.
Very loudly.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
Listen, one thing I've heard of Nautilus is that few can predict his movements. He's incredibly speedy when in water, and tends to plunge himself into the ocean's depths. So, what I've heard through the grapevine and through Tell, I believe that your man Scorch may have a means of contacting him. I'm not sure how comfortable you feel getting close to him again. And I'm, of course, not sure if you will come under suspicion of your pilfering of the vault. But it may be possible that he has some means, magical or otherwise, of contacting him. Perhaps they have their own set of sending stones or the like. But if I were you, and this is me trying very desperately to think like you, it could also be a way of luring him into a trap. Now, forgive me for monologuing at great length, but I have come up with two equally stupid ideas for how to kill a godkin.
Ronnie slaps him on the back. I like the way you think.
I thought you might. Now, the old me never would have thought this, but seeing as the way you've dealt with every challenge that has been thrown your way, whether on this plane or the next, I thought, well, if anyone can do it. I've heard tell, it's a common legend about the man, that his family, his home, was destroyed by barnacles. It's the one creature he cannot stand. I assume aside from you lot.
Barnacles?
Barnacoff.
You remember that thing we fought on the way here?
Yes, I remembered. I just didn't hear him correctly.
If you were... You can see Yorkus wincing in advance at your reaction. If you could somehow convince, persuade, lure a Barnacoth to be waiting for him, perhaps that could weaken him slightly. There is one other idea, and it's very outlandish. You have heard of the ghost ship, have you not?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Legend says that the ghosts that roam it are drawn to it by the treasure of the last captain who sailed it, the last earthly captain, anyway. A spear capable of conjuring the power of lightning. Such a powerful magic item against one who is one with the water could be useful. And those are my stupid ideas. Of course, in either case, you may wish to charter a boat. So if you know any sailors, that now might be the time to really butter them up, because otherwise you won't be getting out to sea anytime soon.
I was really hoping we could take a couple of days to relax, but it seems like we've kind of, out of the frying pan into the fire.
Well, there's also the matter of time. I don't know how much Scorch knows, or Serendis knows, or how much the Firebeards know. But word has a way of spreading fast in this town. I'm worried that if you are not currently under suspicion for one thing or another, you might be shortly. So
Maybe a break's not the worst place to be.
Yes. There's that, but there's also... Well, I believe I've poured enough poison into your ears. If there's any ideas of your own that you have. I know you have no love for Scorch, and likely little for Serendis, but pitting one against the other, perhaps there's a way of using that to your advantage. Certainly Scorch would be a powerful ally, and perhaps Serendis would be as well. if either knew what the other is hiding, that marriage would not be long lasting. It's worth a thought.
I don't know about enlisting either of them as allies. I thought we could just let them fight and handle the leftovers. We've, been on the antagonistic side of both of them for quite a while now.
Well,
Ooh, oh, I just had a. Oh. Oh, but I don't know what his handwriting looks like. Oz, did you catch any sight of, like, Horatio's handwriting?
Uh, well, should I roll if Ozzy has seen Horatio's handwriting?
I don't think you would have had the opportunity, right?
Would Oz not have seen the document when we were on the boat with him at all?
What document?
Any
Or
documents?
just anything he has written, like a paper he left laying around somewhere on the boat, or like a sign tacked to
Or
the wall, just anything.
or
No,
when we
I
were
would
in his
imagine
office in
not,
Pirate Town?
because I don't think so. I think that Finn
Well-
is the only person who, in his cabin at that time, would have potentially had the opportunity to see it.
Wait, what's the plan?
Scorch's best friend just died at his wedding.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think he would feel if he saw a letter from Horatio saying something like, "If I died, you need to know this," and I go into my bag and I pull out the the murder plot papers that we took. You know, put some kindling and accelerant on a fireball.
If you could get me an example, I could write something. I'll be honest, I haven't seen him write a single thing. Are we sure he's not illiterate? He is a pirate.
He and Scorch were comparing notes earlier today. His best man speech.
sounds like,
And-
regardless, we might need to get back in that mansion area.
Did he take a boat? Could we just like search the office of his boat?
It might
Is
be
the
easier to get on the boat.
Came here still in the harbor.
Yeah, Dragon's Breath is still in the harbor.
I mean, someone could just go be sneaky, go sneak in there, and just anything that has his handwriting on it, I can just mimic it from that.
And other stuff. There might be other stuff.
Delicious
If you find
blackmail.
something with his signature, even better.
Oh, we could commit so much fraud with that. No, wait.
That sounds like fun. Just like my papa.
Ronnie looks at Yorkus, but not here, obviously.
No, never.
No.
Sorry,
believe
bad
me,
I mean, it
habit.
doesn't matter if we burn down the bank first.
I've become
So-
quite
sorry,
skillful at
what's the
tuning
end
you
game?
all out. If I might interject briefly, if Horatio had such evidence, would he not tell his best friend immediately? And is there any
Would
difference?
Scorch.
Is there any difference between handing him the documents now and, but from yourself rather than from Horatio? I suppose there's something in exploiting his death and that emotion.
Yeah.
But
Well, with that
A
line
lot
of
less
thinking,
questions.
I
he
guess
did.
we're also hoping to stay as uninvolved as possible.
I believe it's a little late for that.
Well, they don't know that we are a important force to contend with, right? So far, Scorch this thinks it's Naughty who had a bone to pick with Horatio.
Right. And that's good for us. It might be a reach, but he did mention wanting to make amends with my family.
Ratio?
And now that he's down, no, Scorch.
Oh.
Now that he's down a friend, that might be helpful. If we just out Serendus, we're at least knocking down one obstacle, right?
I'd definitely rather fight them one at a time than as a team.
So we
So-
out Serendus, then just take over Scorch? Because we're still screwing him over royally by doing this.
Yeah, but that won't be for like 3 days or whatever.
I'm saying knock out Serendus, use Scorch for whatever we can, and then deal with Naughty, I guess. I don't love it. I really don't. But
Something else that might be useful. Would Scorch not want to get revenge over the man who killed his friend?
I get
But
the
that's
feeling Scorch is
assuming-
going to want revenge on us too once he finds out that we usurped his mayorship from him.
That's
But-
fine. Let's
But you
get
haven't
him
done that
You're-
yet.
rid of
We
his
haven't
other
done that yet.
first.
The other issue is, would Horatio have told Scorch about what we did to get here?
How well do those two men know each other? They claim to be best
Best
friends. And Scorch was Horatio's employer. And forgive me if I'm overstepping here, but they likely conspired in the theft of the statue. I would imagine little passes or fails to pass between them. Oh God.
So-
Which means it's only a matter of time before you all come under suspicion.
Yeah, Scorch would know that we were the ones who got the orbs to get into the island vault.
But that also means there's a reason he didn't give us up today.
Perhaps Horatio did not want to reveal his own duplicity for fear of undermining Scorch's power. For Nautilus, the threat of him, also helped keep Scorch from being overthrown for his own dirty deeds. A rich benefactor, if it were.
sounds like Horatio.
I guess we'll never know.
Well, we still might if he's kept some record. A diary, some such. But, for all we know, Scorch is poring over that right now.
I feel like the sooner we get to Scorch, the better. Maybe. As kind of insane as that sounds.
I
I
think
guess-
mean, some fucked
Sorry,
up
go ahead.
logic.
I think he
Yeah.
did it. He is vulnerable now and is going to need a friend.
And in fucked up logic, the fact that we're coming up after the wedding. Why would we want to get closer to Scorch now?
Yeah,
It's also worth seeing how he reacts to us. We can also then see how much Horatio told him about, I suppose, us. Because we've seen him before. He didn't seem to make anything of us other than, you know, Finn and her bodyguards and assistants and whatnot.
Good point.
He has some, from what you've told me anyway, some interest in Finn.
I mean, yeah, he's a creep.
yeah,
Right.
that's a reach. But
Beyond that,
I mean,
I thought you said he recognized her.
Well,
yeah,
you to the wedding, didn't he? He clearly.
Let's just say Finn comes from affluence. I think we can just leave it at that.
There's family history.
Would that
To
family
put it
history
very
make him
simply.
more or less likely to want to kill you?
Both? Booking
It's
those.
I suppose if you invite
difficult
someone to your
question.
wedding, you wouldn't want to kill them unless you did.
Right.
It's hard to tell when a man like that is being genuine.
Yes,
See, but the thing
pirates, of
about a
course.
man like that is that he seems like a wimp. He seems like a creep, and now his friend is dead and he feels very, very, very powerless and afraid. I do not doubt that he would try and curry favor with anyone who could take him and anyone who would give him even slightly more of a chance to be protected from Nautilus.
We don't want to push him too hard because he's gonna turn into a cornered animal and it's gonna bite back.
Right.
So is Serendus.
Yeah, if we hand him Serendus, that's already in good favor.
What do you
think.
believe Serendis wants at this point? The money, right? But to
Or
what
control of
end?
the town.
Money, power, ability to make the laws of the town.
Yeah, some cult shit. Who knows?
Very well.
She did like you, Finn. And Oz. Well, no, remember
Oh.
she was like looking at you real weird. We can work with that. Maybe you can
I feel
play
like
the
she's
field.
the type to put me in a cage and keep me there for entertainment. She kind of scares me.
No, I
like
bet
she likes
Entertainment or weird experiments.
magic, I think, maybe? She might just like magic.
She might be trying to recruit both of you into the Shadowbreakers.
I don't like the look she gave me.
Actually, Yorkus, that might be something you can help us with. What would the benefits of being the mayor of Jerixbon be? Our ex-employer also wanted to become mayor of this town as, I guess, a foothold for his family becoming globally affluent. It
Yes.
seems like, this isn't just a port. There's some significance to being in charge here.
Well, if I understand, you're speaking of the Silverton family, right?
Yes.
For a merchant's guild like theirs, let's see, they, if I'm remembering correctly, are not the strongest or the most powerful in all of Guildford, was it?
Right.
Yeah.
So, perhaps the goal there was to seize a new opportunity, be a bit closer to Grand Haven, take over a prosperous port city. In current times, many of the Plantania ports are a bit inaccessible, especially on this side. I would imagine it's a purely fiscal move. But one would wonder why they would take the risk of sailing through such seas and to make a move so directly against someone who is commonly known, at least in these parts. Perhaps it hasn't spread that far to Guildford. But would they not think that such a thing is a threat to Scorch, to Nautilus? Would they not fear retaliation? I suppose without knowing more about the Silverton family, that also raises the question, would the Silvertons want to reclaim that statue?
Yeah.
Mm.
There's a chance we're about to end up on their shit list.
That's so far down the list of problems.
That is. Well, you've suggested that our tenure in the city is limited anyway. Once we're done reforming this place for the better, we could always just send it back to them as an olive branch.
Yeah, for getting their son killed, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he got himself. Well,
I mean, but if we take down Naughty, then we will also have avenged their son.
that is true.
Very
Good
true.
point.
And also, if we take down Nadi, they probably will leave us alone.
And you have not reached out to them.
Did we?
They reached out to us, I guess, through the guild. Our guild kind of excommunicated us for our royal fuck up. Beyond that, I don't think there was much to it.
I don't think we never, like, when we went to the post office that one time to yesterday.
A few days ago.
Yesterday.
We didn't, like, send them his handkerchief and be like, sorry, lol.
Yeah, I still have his locket somewhere, I'm pretty sure.
Does anybody still have his handkerchief?
Yeah, we still have all the little thingies we took. Because we showed
Yeah,
some
as
of them
far-
when we got here.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
As far as
No.
they know, we're still dead.
Or none of us are. They do know that their son isn't mayor, so...
Well, I would also have to assume that upon news of our failure, the guild would, be responsible for telling them that they failed, because, they went to the guild came to us. They probably know what the situation is through Valorbound.
Did you write back to the Valorbound Society?
No.
Were we
Nope.
supposed to?
Not necessarily, but they would have no reason to assume that you had survived otherwise, right?
Oh, right. Didn't their letter say that if you're still alive, whatever,
Yeah,
I forget.
Yeah.
If we're still alive, we're fired. If not, whatever.
If not, I hope this finds you well.
Get better soon.
And
I
just don't write back and we're not fired.
Exactly, Oz.
Hey,
They
Yeah,
can't fire us if we're dead.
we're gonna have our own guild, and it's gonna be way better.
with blackjack and
Wait, okay.
I hate to be the
I don't-
one to be the party
brainstorming
pooper, but
bad
there's a slight chance, and this is very small, given that they are a third-tier guild, but they could have had a deal through the post office, an upgrade to their account that allows them to know when someone has received that letter. That's what the bank
Read
does.
receipts? Damn.
Like, the post office is a snitch?
Yes, it can be, if you pay enough. However, if they are third tier, then perhaps they could not afford it, especially if all of their money was put into some statue scheme. So I don't know, but that's something that you should be aware of. I don't want to say I didn't inform you.
I do
is
agree
there
with
a
Ronnie.
way
Sorry, go
that
ahead.
you can find? Is that a way? Is there something like you can check at the bank yourself to, like, I don't know, spy on their finances?
Not necessarily, because their finances are likely all tied to Guildford. I would assume that upon arrival, this Eidolon likely would have had some sort of paperwork on him to change accounts and establish themselves as residents here, and so on and so forth. I don't believe that there's probably duplicate records in Grand Haven at the bank headquarters, but likely not here. Well, I'm sure I've given you enough to worry about. Let's say we meet... Well, I suppose I should be staying here, but you have other friends here, and perhaps they have things they want to weigh in on, but that's all from me for now. Kelly, you immediately feel Wilder pulling at you and being like, tell me about the Chimera. and Slythe is going to approach you guys, be like, well, I haven't lived here my whole life, but if anyone should be mayor of something, it's me. He has kind of a smirk on his face, but he's also half serious about it. Like he's floating it as an idea. Huh? Mayor Slythe? Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I
Right,
can see
yeah.
it.
And
Maybe we should
when
start taking resumes.
On a more serious note, perhaps it's worth saying that, well, I might be a little ambivalent about it, especially considering what we've just witnessed today, or what I just witnessed happened to Horatio, but We are with you, and we have your back. But, God, for all the times I've wished I'd been in the room to hear what you all were saying, now that I've heard it, it's a bloody
mess.
lot, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite mind-boggling. Be careful what you wish for.
I'm sorry I haven't been smart enough to concisely tell you what we talk about. I
No,
don't know what we just talked about.
I think I understand now why you've tried to wait until it became a bit more concise, but if anything, that day never came, did it?
You heard Yorgas will need to be established to some degree here, and maybe our address for our guild could be an inn that would need some people to run it. If that appeals to you, it doesn't have to. There's a long way to go between here and there, and any part you want to be part of, that's your choice.
You see Tavian's ears perk up. See, that's the first thing that you've said that's made perfect sense to me. Me being able to own an inn and a restaurant, and you doing whatever it is you guys do in the meantime, that could be a real moneymaker.
Well, we would need 8 employees.
I suppose I could hire you.
Yep, right. Anyway, lot of stuff to do between here and there. We don't need to set anything in stone tonight, I think.
Yeah, I think for the time being, let's focus on
the
efficiently
Chimera.
dealing with the next 3 days. That too. It breathed fire. It was so cool. I think Kel has been trying to not like blab about it for so
It was
long.
so cool. Way almost died, Kel.
It had 3. You should have seen the heat
dinosaur
of
all
the
over
fire
again.
that it blew at us. It
didn't-
almost killed Way.
And then you killed
Yeah.
it.
No, we didn't.
It's still alive?
It's still alive.
We could catch
I
it.
still think we should have set it free.
No.
We should have left. We should have opened the door and then skedaddled. Because imagine coming down to the vault to try and check out what happened, and there's just a wild chimera.
No, we
You
need a
should've left
cage,
those
a
doors
glass
open.
cage,
Of emotion.
so we can study it.
Hell,
Oh, that's
it's gonna be
cute.
very touchy, but it is still down there, trapped in, I guess, a cave.
She hugs you. Oh, Kel, you've made me so happy. Also, the stuff with the Raising the Dead. That's good too.
Kelb is frozen.
you see Polly off to the side go, ooh. Then she turns around. It's not like that. We're partners. Then slight
Ronnie and
elbows.
Kel is unconscious.
Confused, annoyed, and suddenly concerned that that's what they looked like earlier.
Yeah, they're partners, all right. Stop that.
I don't know much about academics. Is that what academic partnership is?
Yeah, it is.
I'm just gonna say it as yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
looks
was
more like
confused. I don't know
partnership
what
we do
academics
other
are.
night, right? Yeah, we've all heard about it. Stop.
Was that yesterday?
Oh,
That was yesterday.
yesterday, all right.
Oh my god, I forgot about this. When was Tuck here? Was he just waiting in the room like
Me not understand most of what say. Yeah, me either.
good. Good.
That's fine. Well, but it's still like middle evening.
Yeah, at this point, you guys have been there for about an hour, so it's about probably 8:45 now.
I don't know if it doesn't make sense to me to go tonight, but like Finn, do you think you should approach Scorch tomorrow? Do we need to do anything before that? After we go to the post office?
If I'm approaching anybody, it's not going to be tonight.
Still in your wedding outfit.
Wei gets a sudden chill down his spine.
I think, yeah, that makes sense to me. But is there anything we do need to take care of?
Dr. Wilder's going to step forward and say, "Look,
I know the Chimera.
No. I know the rest of you. I haven't been super welcoming to you, and I'm sorry. I've said this to Kel already. I was wrong. I thought you guys might be a bad influence on him and make him do violent, bad things. I thought you guys were more like pirates, but after hearing and half processing all of that, I think I understand that you want what's best for these people and to help people. And you certainly have risked your lives to do that several times already. And I want to thank you for your help with the ape as well. That means a lot to me. So, I don't know if the rest of you know this, but I stay at the bazaar, at the Seafair Bazaar, in some of the bunks, the ladies' bunks up on the second floor. I normally don't care about gossip because it's not of interest to me. I find it boring, but I can keep an ear out for you and write down what I hear. So if you guys are under suspicion or in danger, maybe I can let you know. If that's okay.
That would be so helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Then I'll head back over there and see what the situation is, and if anything happens, I'll just knock on your door.
Kelkin snaps out of his stupor and he's like, I can walk you back if you want.
It's fine. I'll be fine. I don't.
Ronnie holds out a big hand to like shake. That really means a lot. It's good to know that Kel has other people who care about him like we do.
Yeah,
She's like
and for the
not
record-
sure. Oh, go ahead.
For the record, you should have seen Kel on stage. I feel like we're really taking him out of his show.
On stage?
Oh yeah, that was a great performance.
What do you mean on stage? What performance?
He was part of Finn's magic show.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my assistant.
She looks to
It was
Kel.
great.
What are they talking about?
Let's just leave it at we had to do a lot to make this go as smoothly as it did.
You had to do a magic show?
Yeah,
It's okay.
just a
You can
normal
get
magic
into the
show.
next one free.
Oh, thank you. I love magic.
You will
Me
if you see the
too.
show, trust me.
Oh yeah.
Ronnie narrows their eyes again. Now being me to a different person.
She like sort of like very limply shakes your hand, Ronnie, and then is like, okay, I'm gonna go back and yeah. Okay, bye. She like skedaddles out the door.
Well, it's nice that that was really nice of her, Kel. I don't know if you had to talk to her, but I appreciate it.
I think Kel is just still like in a stupor.
Ronnie has turned away and is like now just continue to talk to the rest of the party. So for tonight,
it's like, I think I'm getting to a point where and Ronnie just turns. Anyway.
Have people started sort of clearing out the room already?
No, I think everyone else is still here and is just sort of like waiting to see if
Okay.
anything else important is said or if they should, keep an eye out or whatever. So just like waiting for orders. It's not so late yet that everyone's exhausted. And, I mean, Paulie and Tavian, Paulie looks tired, but the rest of them haven't really
and
been.
Tavian is a child.
Yeah, and Tavian is like still sort of in that place where for Tavian, this was like, if he was a theater kid, this was the day of the show, and he's currently at like Denny's or Hardee's afterwards and is like, "Wasn't that great when that thing happened?" Like he's only talking about food stuff. Like the whole thing with like the heist and the murder and everything. Like could care less. Like he's
Right.
in.
Roddy's just like, yeah, tell me more about the menu.
He's talking to you about it as if you weren't there, but you were like the only one besides Paul who was.
Imagining Taven being like, it was crazy. Then at one point, this eagle just flies through. It's not like,
And nearly ruins the canapes, but then I saved them.
I think Finn's gonna walk up to Wei. How
Okay.
are you feeling?
I think I was able to heal enough of my eyebrow hair back. How's it looking?
Oh, that's good. She's gonna slug him in the face.
Oh!
okay.
Oh shit! Roll for
Can I-
we're
damage.
just in the room. Everyone cracks up.
Forgot I have to roll. Hold on. Wait, what am I rolling? Strength?
I'm
I-
taking it, so I'll
Yeah,
just say
I think it hits. I think it hits. I don't think he's dodging, so you'll just roll damage. What is it? How much does it do? 1d6 plus your strength mod?
that's if you
Yeah.
have the pugiligist feat, it's 1 plus your strength mod.
1
Unless
plus my
you're
strength
right.
mod. So 2.
Sick.
Okay, you take 2 bludgeoning damage from Finn's punch. Oh! Okay, you slug Wei right in the face. And on that bombshell, as
Yeah.
everyone else looks stunned, we're going to take a brief break. And then we will figure out what is happening between these two when we come back. All right. Thank you for being with us so far, guys. Thank you to all the chatters. I haven't been able to say hi to everybody because I've been playing Yorkus a lot, but we'll be right back. Let's say 10 minutes after the hour. All right. Bye-bye. BRB. Okay, we are back. So, Ben has just punched Wei in the face for 2 bludgeoning damage. Everyone else is standing a little bit shocked by this, especially B Team and Yorkus, who have no idea what's going on. This has
And
been left
Ronnie.
out of the ceremony, or the not the ceremony, but the recap conversation.
Oz is just having fun watching more drama today.
Kel's the
Yeah.
only one who knew about the awkward conversation.
That's
Yeah.
true. Spybird.
It definitely felt personal, but it could have been worse. She's just like shaking her hand with a cold expression. I'm gonna get my own room, and then turns and dips.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Wei just mutters to himself, yeah, I probably deserve that.
What had happened? Are you okay?
Uh,
Ronnie gets some
uh, it's fine. She hits hard. I've been hit harder. It's fine.
Can anyone explain to me what just happened?
No. This isn't a secrets one. Well, this isn't an everybody's secrets one.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Just something blew up in my face again.
Wait,
don't
you
have to
blew
worry about
something up without me?
Polly's gonna get frustrated at this point and be like, well, someone has to go after her. and storms out after Finn. Waylon, I'm not sure what happened at the wedding to cause this rift. I thought you were all quite close, but I will remind you that the stakes are rather high. A fracture between 2 of you in this group could cause difficulties for the already difficult times we have ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's anything you can do to, smooth things over, I can't say I'm an expert in these matters. I'm sort of a novice myself, but, yes, maybe something.
Figured she might want to break from my face.
Finn, at this point, what are you doing?
Oh, she's with what's the cow lady's name?
Wondrous Leeches?
Oh, Wondrous Leechy, yeah. Ordering an entire bottle of wine for herself and also a room.
Okay, great. All right. Are you paying for that out of pocket, or are you gonna put it on the writ to comp?
You know what? While it's still up, let's just use the writ. It's going away anyway.
Okay. Wait, the writ flies out of your bag and out the room.
I forgot.
Cool, it goes.
Well, that doesn't seem like a very good sign.
It's okay, money here means nothing.
I keep saying
No,
you keep saying
it's a
that,
fin
but
sign.
It literally means nothing. It's just words on the paper. There's nothing to back up anything.
no, look, it's very well, I suppose to a
It
certain
literally is
extent, but
nothing.
never mind. Why am I
Money
Unless you
complaining?
everywhere is
have
trying to make
gold
up.
in the vault to back it up, those numbers mean nothing.
You can see
left
Yorkus
that
looking
quickly.
really hurt by this. He's personally upset by your lack of faith in the bank.
At least if she uses that quickly, she's probably just downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna add that to your debts later, because I don't have the numbers in front of me. Okay, so you are given. So I assume you don't want a room that's near them. Are you picking a room that's just at the other end of the hall, or does it not matter?
She's not thinking too hard about it.
Okay, so you get a bottle of wine, and yeah, you get like a private room at the end of the hall at the top of the stairs, basically.
Sick.
All right, are you heading up
For
there, or are
free.
you staying down there to drink to get some distance from them?
Nah, I'll head up there.
Okay, great. On your way, you run into Polly, who is coming down to see you. Oh, sorry, I just thought you might want someone to talk to.
Oh, that's nice of you. She like holds up the bottle. I'm good.
That's an awfully big bottle.
Yep.
Right. Well, if you do, you know where to find me.
Thanks, girl. She gives her like a friendly wink.
Right. And she heads back. Polly re-enters the room and just sort of addresses the group. I think she's fine. She just needed some space.
Yep.
Wait, did you think she wasn't fine? Is she okay?
Oh, I don't know. I think only one person here knows for sure.
Ray has not looked up.
Does she need a buddy? Should I go bring her snacks? I still have blueberry tarts for my grandma.
Oh. Tavian's gonna pop up behind you and is gonna be like, "Really? How does she make them? What's the recipe?"
You
They're
touch
so
them, I
old.
will bite you.
His hair stands up. I'm not sure, Oz. I tried to talk to her, but she didn't seem to be interested. Maybe we don't have that kind of relationship. I don't know her as well as you. You lot would know better. I just...
You guys be in here. I'll be back. No one should be sitting alone. And Oz is gonna head downstairs, leaving his bag behind, but with a few tarts in his hands.
She is, her
Upstairs
room...
now.
Yeah, but he wouldn't necessarily know that. But Wondrous Lychee will point you back up to the top of the stairs to Finn's room.
Okay. Oz will knock on the door, very careful not to squish the tarts in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Finn?
Oh, Oz. You can come in, Oz.
Okay. You don't have to explain anything or say anything. I brought you some snacks and no one should have to be alone.
She's already like maybe 2 glasses of wine in at this
Glasses, quote. I
yeah.
imagine it's swigs.
as an
Big
estimation.
swig.
Yeah, sure. I feel you.
And she like almost sort of tears up and is like, "Thanks, Oz." She also genuinely wanted one of those tarts, like for a while,
right.
so.
I imagine. It's been a long day. You're probably starved. You guys haven't really eaten yet. Had the opportunity.
It's a little bit crumbly from being in his bag, but I would imagine it's not too bad. It went through the mail.
right. The birds are very gentle.
Wow, it's not even stale.
Yeah, Grandma's pretty good at these.
Your grandma sounds really nice, Oz.
Yeah, she is. She reminds me of you. She likes knives too.
Oh? You know what? Good for her.
Oz is just smiling. He does not elaborate.
Finn, as Oz brings up knives, your mind flashes to your sentimental dagger, which is now resting in the river bank, likely, unless it's been washed out into the ocean. or flopped out somewhere by Nautilus's arrival. It's definitely a day of a lot of emotions, and just sort of thinking about your dad. I don't know. How does that make you feel?
Yeah. I mean, the dagger, it was a nice dagger, something that was like, obviously made with a lot of care and like a sense of importance. Um, I think in the moment she's sort of like between finding out the person she has felt closest to has kept something from her again, and also the sting of, from her perspective, betrayal and like just disregard of her feelings from her dad. She's probably never felt so unimportant. But in classic Finn fashion is kind of pushing that off with
Right.
tarts and wine.
Yeah, does not want that to be what she's projecting anyway to everybody else, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So you sort of sit with Oz for a while.
I feel like she sort of is petting Oz a little bit.
Oz won't argue. He's just sitting up on his chair, swinging his little legs that clearly will not reach the ground.
So yeah, you guys spent some time together. What's everybody else doing in the other room? I assume it's pretty awkward in there.
Yeah, at one point, Wei will finally poke up, or like, say, Ronnie, I owe you a favor. Thank you for earlier. And if Finn's mad at you, too, 2 favors. 2 big favors.
For what? You don't owe me anything.
I imagine you did try to intercept Sable?
Oh, well, that worked so poorly. I would hardly consider that a favor, even if I would consider you owing me anything. Part of our friendship. I'm sorry I didn't understand the nature of the interference that you wanted to happen.
Tell you shit.
Do you want to?
I probably should.
Maybe one day you will.
I should probably talk to Finn about it first.
They put a hand on Wei's shoulder. That sounds like a very wise statement indeed.
Probably tomorrow morning.
All right, what's everybody else doing? I assume Yorkus is sort of just awkwardly making his bedding up, and the rest of the party or the NPCs are going back to their room. And yeah, you don't necessarily hear anything from Dr. Wilder tonight, Cal. So you assume all is well. But you think in your head, yeah, maybe we'll touch base tomorrow in case she got any gossip or anything like that. Is there anything anyone else would like to do for the rest of the evening?
Assuming Finn got a one-bedroom room, Oz is just going to curl up under the table like a cat.
With Eddie.
Aw.
Is Eddie here?
I
Yeah,
assume Eddie just appears when Eddie wants to appear.
yeah. After a while, you do hear some scratching at the door. It's a little creepy, but then Eddie appears and curls up next to you under the table.
Yeah.
Oh, good kitty. One thing you can let yourself in.
Ugh, does he have to sleep in here, Oz?
I mean,
Kind of.
he sleeps with me. I guess I could go sleep out in the hallway. I don't want to wake everyone else up.
You have a bed, you know.
Yeah, but everyone else is probably asleep in there. I don't want to wake them up.
Ugh, fine. You can sleep in the bed with me. Just don't bring the cat.
But no, I'm comfy under the table. Tables are nice.
Okay, suit yourself. She mutters like weirdo under her
She is a little
Oz
drunk.
just, Oz just
affectionately.
happily curls up
weirdo.
with his cat.
I mean, just normal Ronnie stuff. They'll probably do like a quick sweep in the hallway and then like post up in the room that Yorkus is in so that they have like line of sight to the door and the window and anything like that. And then go to sleep.
Yeah, I think Kel is just like up for a while, just thinking about his friends, but not really sure what to say to either one of them. Yeah, just hanging out, I guess.
Yeah, it's a supremely awkward, quiet night as all the air is getting sort of sucked out of the room by that punch, and by Waze sort of not wanting to talk about it really, and everyone being curious, but also like, geez, it's not really my business. So it's basically, yeah, it's Ronnie, Kel, and Yorkus in the big room, and wait, who am I forgetting? And
Way getting banished.
yeah, Way and Way.
Bar.
Ronnie, I started counting wrong in my head. I'm like, wait, there's 5 of them, and I'm like, I don't know where my brain is at right now. Yeah. So those 4 in the big room, and Oz and Finn in the other room with Eddie. And yeah, after a while, Finn, you feel Eddie sleeping on top of your body as you go to sleep. Like you wake up and you're still like half drunk and like trying to get back to sleep, but you feel the weight of the cat on you.
Yeah, she's too drunk and just accepts it.
All right, everyone gets the benefits of a long rest. You get half your hit dice back.
Somehow I only took 3 damage that entire time. Well, after we healed, I mean.
Okay, yeah, just for clarity's sake, the room debt that you added on Finn was only 2 gold.
Sick.
Okay, so the next morning, bright and early, Yorkus is up very early and is sort of loudly puttering about in that way where he's like dusting and cleaning stuff that doesn't need to be done because he doesn't want to be responsible for waking you guys up, but he wouldn't mind incidentally waking you guys up so he gets to the post office as soon as possible.
Ronnie's totally awake.
Yeah.
Ronnie like comes back upstairs with coffee and breakfast.
Great. And he happily wolfs it down. He didn't really eat that much yesterday either, being a ball of nerves. And yeah, eventually everybody wakes up. And is your first order of business that you guys are going to go to the post office? Or you guys want to
I
do
think
some other
probably.
stuff?
I think possibly when Ronnie wakes up, they might quietly go up and be like, "Hey, wait, I'm gonna go grab some breakfast downstairs. I'll be back up in a bit. We should get moving on the post office soon. I don't know if you need to do anything before then." And then they're just gonna take off. That is not their problem to solve, but they're gonna try to give Way a chance.
So Kel is still in the room.
I mean, they like lean down, like I think Ronnie is like a goat gets up at dawn kind of.
Yeah.
Almost regardless of when they sleep, barring the fact that I technically need a long rest kind of thing. But like,
Right.
if practical, they wake up when it's early. Just that's how they roll. So they're just like, hey, Way, just heads up. Things are going to get moving in a little bit. I don't know if you have any.
Get punched in the face again.
Probably. I'm not saying what you need to do. Just giving you a time check, buddy. And then they go downstairs to get breakfast.
Do you wake up Tavian to make you breakfast, or do you ask? Ask Wondrous Lychee to do it instead?
I feel like Roddy's like Lychee has been a little like fairly apparent with her annoyance with Tavian like commandeering her kitchen. So I think unless Tavian is like already up and at him with like weird child energy, Ronnie will take advantage of the moment of like being like, oh, like I'm so glad that you're like running the kitchen this morning. Like, you know, like I would love the house special, you know, whatever. They'll just try to suck up to her a little bit.
Right. She's pleased by this. Although she does seem a little bit sleepy. Tavian is not up with like child energy this morning. He when he stayed up late because he was still buzzing and couldn't stop talking, and so he eventually fell asleep, and now is like sleeping in because he's like finally, you know, the buzzing of the day is over and he's getting some extra Z's. So yeah, you go down, you wait 10 minutes, and she comes out with some eggs, and some bacon and some toast and some berries, just like a mixed berry compote, and some good fare, and a couple plates. She gives you a tray to take up. You are well acquainted with serving trays at this point, and easily carry it up. When you get back to the room, Finn, are you still staying with Oz in your private room? Have you guys woken up at all, do you think, or are you just still sleeping off the booze?
She's probably getting ready.
What about you, Oz? Are you feeling okay sleeping under a table?
Yeah. It's Oz. He's covered in feathers. He has cushions wherever he goes.
And water skins.
Yep.
He's
so many
water
skins.
So yeah, you guys are sort of like separately in your separate rooms getting ready. Ronnie, are you going to bring Finn and Oz food as well? We're just sort of bring the big tray up and put it in the...
I think maybe I'll just bring it to the main hangout room, and then I'll go across the hall where the NPC party is, I think, and sort of like do like a medium knock and just like, we've got breakfast across the room if anyone wants any. And I guess make eye contact with Way and look down the hall towards Finn's room and be like, point at self, point at Way. Should I go let them know?
Yeah, I'll fuck it. I'll make her a plate, and I'll grab a lot of I'll grab stuff like on the off chance that Finn has been drinking. I'm going for like stuff like hangover food, you know, your sausage and shit, and then just a little bit of everything, but a good healthy assortment of the fried shit.
Before he heads in, I'm gonna like just put a hand on his shoulder and just be like, "Hey, dude, good luck, and I'll give him guidance.
On punch.
I believe in you.
I'm gonna need it. And I think the rest of the party will notice if Wei has a shiner, or if he got a shiner from last night, he hasn't healed it. He could, probably.
Mm-hmm.
He has not.
I would say Ronnie has pointedly said nothing.
Yeah, did you punch him in the nose or did you punch him in the eye? Ben.
Between those two, probably the eye.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll take the plate and I'll knock on the door.
Yeah, I'm almost ready. She's assuming it's someone who's trying to hurry her up.
Breakfast.
She sighs.
I can wear a
Fine.
bag if you don't want to look at my face, and I can just leave if you want me to leave.
Just open the door.
I open the door.
She kind of is like glaring, but puts out her hand sort of in the same way a cat who is begrudgingly accepting affection would.
I gingerly hand the plate to her.
Is Oz still here?
Yeah, Oz is still in the room.
Oz is
at this
just
point.
under the table, just watching like a cat.
Eddie is sitting on top of the table right above Oz, also watching with interest.
Exactly the same facial expression on
Yeah.
both of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Also not a cat Eddie watching like a cat.
Eddie's a cat.
Yeah. Wait, is that not what I said?
Oh, I thought we have yet to discover.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Cat with a question mark.
Yeah, with maybe mild Umbrelux tendencies, we don't know yet. The thing went off with
The
it.
great orange one.
He's half Umbrelux on his mother's side.
Okay, so there's a tense moment when she takes the plate. Finn, is any part of you thinking about hitting him in the face with the food?
Yes, but she's hungry, so she's eating it.
Are you eating it standing in front of him, or are you going back to the bed or the table or something?
I guess the cat-covered table is the only place.
Okay. Yeah, so she goes over and eats. Eddie is trying to get his face in the plate.
She'll
Ozzy
go.
Ozzy just snags anything that might fall on the ground from
Eating
Eddie's
crumbs.
batting at your food.
He's like a toddler.
She's like, you guys know there's probably more food in the other room, right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of food in the other room. Also, if you want to go get a plate.
Oh, okay, Eddie, let's go get food. Let's go get you a plate.
Okay, so you guys scamper off down the hall to get some food. Finn and Wei are sort of hanging out. Wei, are you still in the doorway, watching her eat?
I think I'm just leaning against the doorway in the room, giving her space. And he just says, if you want to talk, we can talk. If you want me to leave, I can leave.
She'll look at him and, like, I assume there's another chair at the table and just sort of, like, kick it out in, like, an opening motion.
Make a dexterity check on your kick.
Yeah, she's trying to be really cool about this.
Is this a save or
This
wait,
is just
a check?
This is a check.
Okay.
Okay. You kick the chair out in what's supposed to be a cool slide, but you do it kind of forcefully, betraying how you feel on the inside. And so it slides out and it nearly tips all the way over, but then it rights itself. And it's just a little awkward. It's about like 2 feet away from the table now.
Perfect.
Hesitates, but then goes over to sit.
So, is this gestures to the food your apology this time?
No. No, I wanted to bring breakfast. I fucked up. I mega fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. And
Shouldn't have lied to you. I should have been honest. I don't even know if words can convey how much of a bonehead I feel.
That's nice to hear. But honestly, I guess it makes sense now that you wouldn't wanted to have seen me again. I mean, let's be honest, it's probably my fault somehow that my dad did that.
I mean, we haven't ruled out the punchable face theory.
That's true. It just it feels like no one tells me anything. Ever. And like, listen, I'm not the morality police. You know that.
Yeah.
I just want to feel like I know you again.
That's fair. It kind of like shuffles in his seat a little bit. I wouldn't want the real me.
Ruthie, what did you say? We lost the end of that.
Oh shit. I wouldn't mind if you did get a chance to know the real me.
She kind of smiles at that. But then kind of like does the thing where she's like forcing herself to look angry still.
Yeah. I don't think Wade caught it. If I'm gonna make a roll, I'm gonna flub it.
Well, that's good. She starts kind of like going off. I don't understand how my dad could like do that to me. And even my uncle, he lied too. My dad tells him everything, so I assume. That's just that's bad. That's actually more than bad. That's not like forgivable.
Speaking as something of a habitual liar, then swallows nervously. Sometimes it's a bit of a habit thing. sometimes it's not always conscious if it's practiced enough.
It's a lame excuse.
I mean, you know your dad and your uncle better than I do, obviously.
Yeah, I guess it always does kind of have something to do with, oh, it's for your own good. Oh, whatever, you know. But it's not actually for my own good. It just feels like it's because they don't know how to talk to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we have shit to do. So I'm still angry, but not at you mostly. Mostly just at everything.
Okay. Um, if you want to keep talking about it later, we can.
Yeah. Thanks for breakfast.
For sure.
She'll also, like, lean over and touch him on the side of the face and do a cure wounds to his eye.
Thanks.
I'll do a better one next time.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so you guys are just sort of finishing your conversation as Finn eats, and his way sort of just hangs out and watches her eat. In the
He
other
will eventually
room,
wander in to get breakfast.
okay, yeah, when it feels
Gonna leave
like
her alone in the room.
it's his choice. Kel, after while they are mid conversation, like during that thing, Oz is gonna come in and get some breakfast. Him and Eddie will get some breakfast, and you, Kel, you're sort of having a minor irritation now because you've got two very aggressive morning people in the room with you now, with Yorkus and Ronnie, both sort of busying themselves in the morning, not saying a ton, but like clearly,
Oh,
especially Yorkus is keeping his anxiety, at least attempting to deal with his anxiety by just like fiddling with everything in the room.
and you decide. But Ronnie did go tell the NPC room that we had breakfast. Also,
Right. So they eventually come in. Eventually, I wanted to say this earlier, but uh Tavian is going to give you a little bit of a frustrated look and march downstairs at the notion that you ate someone else's breakfast. Um and the others will come in and take a plate at some point too. So the room gets a bit busier and a bit livelier. After a certain amount of time, uh, Dr. Wilder is going to come in, um, and pull you over and grab some food and just like uh, sit with you for a little while, Kel, and is going to relate to you what she heard last night of the gossip.
He's like
Kel,
trying to flatten his bed head, trying to look a little more presentable.
she licks her hand and pushes on your hair to try to fix it, but it just makes your hair look wet. Weird. She's like, there, much better. um, you, she relates to you that, things were, all the gossip that she heard was pretty much about the murder itself and how scary it was, and that Nautilus is back, but he's gone. No one's sure if he's still in the area, in the sea around here, or what the deal is. But just the fact that like a godkin is around is like enough to put the fear of the gods in everybody. And so, she's talking about that, but then she's like, as I was falling asleep, just as I started to drift off, uh, a bunch of the Firebeards showed up, and the place got really rowdy in the main bar area. And I heard just through the grapevine that a lot of them are getting ready to likely today find out who is responsible.
For the break-in?
I don't even know if they know about the break-in. I'm sure they'll find out today, but it seemed like they're trying to track down the people that were helping Horatio. Scorch's
Do you know if
orders.
they know who it? Do you know if they know it's, related to us?
They said they were looking for the bird kid and the pink lady.
What?
Oh no.
What'd I do?
We helped Horatio Oz. I think they're trying to hunt us down for the time being.
Is this very quiet or?
She's trying to keep it quiet, but Oz is, I assume, under the table beneath them.
Oh yeah, I was.
Assuming position.
Yeah, I mean, it just checks out, right?
Under the table was so comfy you decided to eat breakfast under it.
Yeah, right. They just did not clock that. Yeah, I don't know much more, and I don't know if the search has formally begun, but something tells me that there's enough Firebeards in town that when it does begin, you'll know.
You
Oz
said you
just quietly pulls his dragon hat over his face. Well, time to be a dragonborn.
From across the room, Slight's like, that's the spirit.
I appreciate the information, but maybe for the next couple of days you should avoid I guess avoid our company. I don't want them to think you're with us and, become a target.
She stands up abruptly. So I should leave?
Not too far, he says. Kind of morosely, I suppose.
Oh my god, I didn't even
But-
think of that. I was thinking about you. I'm so stupid. I'm out of here. And she just rushes out the door.
Elkin still has like his hand up, like he was talking, and then she just left. And now he's just kind of bummed out.
She's not great with goodbyes.
Not under the table, Ronnie was like, "Oh no, what happened?"
Well,
Oz looks like he wants to say something, but he is not saying anything.
You-
may have brought it to her attention that her hanging out with us is a recipe for her own life being in danger, and she ran for the time being.
Oh, that was really good thinking, Cal.
Yeah,
Very tactical.
great thinking.
Oz, do you need some water? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oz is 90% water from Everroney.
90% water skin.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
At this point, if Oz needs to refill them, he just like sits under a faucet and they all somehow magically refill around him like a big belt of water. Okay, so Yorkus is gonna see Arden storm out the room, and he's gonna come over to you, Kel. Something amiss?
So from what I heard, the Firebeards are currently on the hunt for whoever Horatio's helpers were, which, just so happens to be us.
Right. All right, then I'm off too. I'm going to go to my office and get the official seal to make sure this is priority mail for the Grand Haven office. I would like one of you to accompany me, preferably one who can be a bit clandestine. Kel,
I'll do it.
perhaps you
Yeah.
can transform somehow.
Ronnie
They,
looks so crestfallen.
I would. I just want to let you guys know before I head out, they seem to have made Oz and Finn. They talked about Bird Kid and the pink girl. So I don't know. Ronnie, if you can protect them, I guess. I don't know. Kel is just very confused.
I suppose that makes sense based on what you told me about the bachelor party, plus this whole town's fascination with Bird Kid.
They're looking for Bird Kid, not Oswald. I'm Oswald.
Okay.
Huh?
he
not
gives you a
just-
condescending pat on the head.
Bird
It's
Kid
not-
has done these great, fantastic things, and people question if it's him half the time anyway.
And it's not just this town, Yorkus.
Yes, I'm sure the legend of Bird Kid has spread far and wide. You can see just like the palpable disdain in Yorkus's eyes. His face is completely cold and emotionless.
Yep,
All right.
I hope I can meet Bird Kid one day. And he winks.
Well, all right. You need to get to the bank, and Kel will go with you. And then you'll head to the post office.
Right.
Should we have a plan for meeting up later?
I believe I'll head back to my place. I'm due a sick day.
I forget if we know where his house is.
He gives you instructions to where his house is. It's a couple doors down. It's actually it's pretty much right behind the Seafair Bazaar, that brown house here.
I think at this point also Finn probably at least has come downstairs.
They're still up in the room, I think, in the
Oh, sorry,
in
whichever,
the
wherever
big room.
breakfast is
Wei
happening.
sneaks in and he does the anime bread toast thing.
What?
He does the thing where he just puts the toast in his mouth.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Yorkus is ready when you are, Cal.
Okay, let's do this. I'll turn into a hawk again.
Okay.
All right, that's incognito.
Is it? I
Are you
assume
going
so.
into the
right?
bank? Okay, outside the bank, you are correct. That is a normal thing to be around here.
I will be a giraffe. Yes, I am going in the bank.
Dick.
Well, I do also want to be something vaguely useful. I don't know. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but we have a bunch of people on the lookout for us, and I don't want to be caught off guard.
Too much time as a lizard.
Too much time as a lizard.
Okay. Well, I guess stay together, and we'll have the other speaking stone, so we'll be able to connect afterwards.
Sounds like a plan. I won't stay gone for too long. I know you worry. We'll
Wait,
try and come back as soon as possible.
We're not all going to the bank? What's happening?
Oh, I think Yorkus is concerned if a bunch of us go, it'll draw a lot of attention. So he's gonna go. Kel's gonna keep an eye incognito,
Not even that though. Even if it wasn't about keeping a low profile, they know. Oh yeah, by the way, they know who, like at least Birdkid and you are, Finn. They're looking for you and Oz, the Firebeards, that is. So if you step out, you know,
It's
not the
not
best look.
clear if they think there's anything. Did she? Sorry, she ran off really quick. Is it like that? They think that Finn and Oz and Birdkid have something to do with the orbs, or they're just all. These are several things that they're doing today.
She
The only
said,
thing oh, sorry, go ahead.
she said that they're looking for the people who helped Horatio. They seem to have ID'd Oz and, Finn. I don't know what they intend to do with them once they find them. I don't know in what capacity they think they helped them, but I don't like the idea of finding out.
Finn, you want to go play dress up and not be Birdkid and Finn?
Yeah. I mean, what if they just...
You got a guy up in the Yoho Chateau who just told you last night that he doesn't look at packages and still thinks that you're loyal to your family.
Sable?
I cannot believe I am saying this with my own lips. But maybe we could give the shit to Sable and he can give it to Scorch. And that can get us the audience. And then he gags a little.
Okay, so you want to trust sensitive information, right? Wait, just so I'm clear, are we telling Sable about Serendis so we can get on Scorch's favor? Is that the idea?
No. We're handing Sable a manila envelope with all the information about Serendis.
Uh-huh.
Because it's going to get your family in with Scorch, which is technically true for the time being. He's not going to look at it. He's going to take it straight to Scorch. We give him a note that says, let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can go in there relatively peacefully.
Okay, as much as it pains me, that might be the best option.
Oz, do you think you could whip up a copy of these?
If I have paper, a pen, and the actual thing to write from right here, I should be able to.
We still have the documentation, right?
I mean, if you want me to, I could also make up some more spicy stuff to get her into further trouble.
I mean, we have the handwriting. Write whatever you want, man.
Yeah, go him.
I just meant if we don't need to hand over the only copy and then not have a record of it.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely don't want to do that with Sable.
Take a copy. Pretty good at that.
Okay, so what are me and Oz supposed to do? Just fart around in the hotel?
No, we can make costumes. I'm good at sewing, you're good at makeup, and most people can't tell Kenkus apart.
Well, the idea is that Sable gets us in the door. So you wouldn't have to be here for long. I can go drop off the information to Sable at the Yoho Chateau. He'll drop off the documents, then we can go into Scorch's place or something. I don't know.
And negotiate. Alright. It's the best idea we've got.
I will ask, how important is it that we immediately make friends with Scorch and not wait out to see if he loses power in this town or not? Because if that goes through with the bank, he might just lose power and just be a nobody on the streets soon.
But
I don't want
Yorkus
a
was suggesting that
roasted...
Naughty wouldn't let that happen. He would raise
Also-
the town before that happens.
And we'd like to make a wedge between Scorch and Serendis before we have to tackle either of them.
Yeah, Scorch has a hate boner for you and Finn right now because he thinks that you two are what caused Naughty to kill Horatio.
No, he hates Birdkid, not Oswald, Birdkid. Oz takes the invitation out from under his hat and just quietly lights the tip of it on fire. Bird kids.
Right. Well, while they're plotting, shall we make our way, Cal?
Yeah, let's do this.
Ah, it's so weird when the bird can talk.
I can
Don't
stay
be
quiet
weird.
if you want.
But just stay overhead. I don't want to look like a strange hawk man.
It will probably get you some street cred, but you do you.
What do you mean? I've plenty of credit.
That's not. You know what? I'm not willing to get into this right now. I'll fly above you and I'll let you know if I'll like caw if anything is suspicious.
That's not the noise a hawk makes.
I'll screech.
That's better. Screech once for danger. Screech twice for lots of danger. He winks at you.
Got it.
Start using words if it's triple danger.
No, that will look too strange.
You
Yeah,
should
but you're
just
already-
been a parrot. They can talk.
Yes, be a parrot instead.
I don't think parrots are as good at perceiving things. That might be problematic.
Ugh,
Yeah, you
fine.
just no, keep being an osprey,
For a reason, they talk.
a cool bird that eats fish.
What about a cat?
That's cool. Be Eddie.
Be Eddie.
Everyone
there's
just
only
starts
one
shouting
Eddie.
animals.
Giraffe.
I could be a cat. Cats are
Dionychus.
pretty perceptive. Oh my god.
I mean, sometimes they make noises that sound like words.
Tonka.
I thought we wanted to mail the package out like within 5 business days.
Yeah.
Send it
That's gotta
on
go.
Tonka. Tonka just
7
walks
years
into
later.
the ocean.
Actually,
No, I'll be a
we-
hawk
we-
though. I appreciate the input, but it's probably for the best.
with its light, we could send Andy with a package somewhere. You know, give him a little kitty backpack.
It's okay, Oz. She like pats him on the head. He'll have his time. We might need him for more important things.
He could go in and like hand off documents into an office and then go run off and do cat
Yorkus is
stuff.
going to step outside with Cal on his arm and is going to shut the door while Oz is talking. Sometimes
No,
I just I
Eddie's
get a headache just listening to him.
instructions.
Honestly, I appreciate you shutting the door. I really didn't want Eddie to come with. Last time I turned into a bird, he literally killed me.
Please don't make this any more ridiculous than it already is.
All right, I'll see you at the post office and I'll take off. Not the post office, the bank. I'll see you at the bank.
You fly directly into a closed window, dying instantly. I'm just-
Lovely. No roll for that, no nothing.
He'll open the nearby window at the end of the hallway and let you out. He goes downstairs, and over the course of like 15 minutes, he gets into the bank and he gets the official seal. He's got the camera with him. As you are surveilling the streets, Cal, you do notice that Firebeards are also roaming the streets in pairs, clearly on the lookout for something.
Do they seem like they're heading towards the bank or like...
They don't seem
It's
to
just-
be heading in any particular place. They haven't gotten to the point where they are... they don't seem like they are going inside buildings like private residences or anything like that. Or going, door to door yet. They are just doing a sweep of the streets in the early morning.
Okay, I'll note that, and when I meet up with the rest of the party, I'll let them know. But for now, my priority is getting Yorkus to mail that thing out.
Yeah.
As you're scoping out the different people, you definitely see Bill Caven and Doozer, those two guys who you keep running into of the Firebeards, heading into the Seafair Bazaar. And you just sort of make note of that, at which point Yorkus is going to come out of the bank with a package the size of which you have to assume is the camera inside. And it also, you can tell just with your bird vision that it is marked with an official seal that he has stamped on it. He sort of holds his thumb out in sort of a thumbs up, and then he like licks his thumb and says, "Nice wind for the mail today," and then just holds it up to you with the thumbs up. A lady turns and looks to him like he's insane. He coughs and walks over to the post office, and then goes inside. After another 10 minutes, you see a pair of tequisils fly out from the chimney and carrying the package off, and off they go.
As soon as it's off, I'll just land like on a tree next to him and just like kind of make sure nobody's around when I whisper to him, do you want me to stay with you, or can I head back to the rest if you're not headed back?
I think I'll head home. Gosh, I wouldn't mind some company along the way, but then I'll just take a long nap as I'm feeling ill.
I'll just nod my head and take off again to survey him as he heads home.
Yeah, he walks home and he almost bumps into some more of the Firebeards. When he does so, they stop him and ask him if he's seen the bird kid or the pink lady with horns. To which he replies, I haven't any idea who you mean. Bird kid? Doesn't sound like something that would interest me. They eye him suspiciously. Then they just let him go. But you can tell that something about what he said rubbed him the wrong way.
Yeah, Kelkin is face-palming. Like, he realizes well, I don't know if Hawks can hear that far, actually. Whatever. If he heard it, he's face-palming. If he didn't, then no.
Yeah, depends how close you are. But he makes it back into his house a little bit jittery and then locks the door.
Can I, like, perch by his window and, like, tap it with my beak?
Yeah, he's going to try to be secretive about it, and he's going to open the window and be like, Good. We're all finished here. I used a bit of subterfuge to get away.
I appreciate, I mean, I'm going to assume I did hear what he said. Just for future reference, don't pretend not to know Bird Kid. You don't need to be his associate. But at this point, I think it's more suspicious if you say that you don't know who he is. Basically, everyone in town knows who Bird Kid is, and you pretending that you have no idea who he is just makes you look a little more suspicious.
You can see him sweating a little bit. Do you think that gave me away?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go back to the others just yet. I'm gonna spend, I think I have, wait, what level am I? I have around 3 hours where I can stay as a hawk. Maybe for like the next half an hour to one, I'll circle your house for a bit. Just make sure you're safe. I really don't want anything to happen to you.
I shall fashion a disguise. He takes a scarf from a drawer and wraps it around his head so he kind of looks like an old lady. I shouldn't be able to see
that's
through
great.
this.
But like, you're inside your home, you realize that, right? It doesn't matter if you look like a grandmother. If you're in your bedroom.
They might be magic. One can never be too careful. I must live my life as a grandmother from now on. Tea. I'll become very good at making tea.
I'm gonna screech if there's any trouble, but I'll be in the skies for a bit. You need me, just shout, Grandma.
What? Oh, yes. I am a grandma. Now. He shuts the window.
Yeah, I won't go right back to the party. I'll hang around, like circling the house or just like perched in a tree. I'll just survey for like 45 minutes to an hour.
You don't see anything happen in particular right now. It doesn't seem like they are pursuing him as a suspicious person. No one's coming to the door or anything like that.
Okay. Like in a while, yeah. After that hour, I'll head back to the party. I assume they're doing other stuff while I'm here.
Right. What's everybody else doing in the meantime?
I think Oz is copying the stuff to give to for way to give to Sable. I think that was
Okay.
the plan.
So you guys are
Yeah.
taking the evidence that you found underneath the church way back when.
And I would only do like half, enough to like pique his interest. I know it's just a copy, but still, we want to have some of the salacious details, you know?
Are you duplicating everything and just only taking half, or are you only duplicating half?
Let's duple everything if we can, right?
Yeah, might
Let's
as well.
duplicate everything and share half.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that it's not obvious that we have a duplicate.
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of information are you sharing? Are you sharing like the documents that talk about the her scheme to trick him, the greater plans for the cult, like what exactly
I think
do you
the-
want to
The
include?
tricking him stuff specifically, I think.
Yeah. I think especially the part with like the three sisters splitting shifts with him and like different like
Yeah.
anything that kind of indicates different personalities, because that's going to get him thinking. And then we hold on to anything where they talk about, and then when we kill him.
Okay, so yeah, there is documents that you've acquired that specifically states that Serendis and her sisters have been posing as the teller at courtly credit, and that's the part that you're holding back on, right? And what you are keeping is, or what you were sending to him is the fact that there are three sisters, and they have been in the process of like seducing him for whatever purpose. You're basically leaving the chapter 2 of that out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Also, are we presenting this as it being like from whomst is this information allegedly coming from? From Scourge's perspective.
It should come from you.
Okay.
Do we need to put a name or just say a kind benefactor?
A kind bird kid.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. If Sable's the one delivering the information, we're putting our eggs into the Amberfield basket.
Right.
But eggs belong
Yeah.
to bird kid. So,
I would say write him just a little note. Your family and my family work together in hard times. Maybe you need a new friend.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess technically I am still Sable's boss.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How long does it take Oz to do the
not very long. He's got Kenku mimicry, so he can do it pretty much like a printer.
Oh,
Oz
sick.
has expert duplication from being a Kenku. He's able to make exact replications of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
a printer, a famously reliable and easy to use.
Yeah, he just
Oz
makes
starts
printer
jamming,
noises as
won't
he
connect to
goes.
you
No one's
guys.
quite sure what they are.
Oz
Oz
starts
is
eating
out
the
of ink.
paper.
We have to feed him snacks halfway through.
I don't know why, but I feel the need for this thing called toner. Does anyone have any?
You give him some
Which
weight
one
I'm
to
running out of
increase his tone.
cyan ink. You're writing in black and white.
I know, it makes the black look blacker. Had a little bit of blue to it, you know?
I think Finn will add her little personal note touch with like a bit of the perfume from her necklace and then
Beautiful.
hand it away.
Oz just muttering the word cyan.
Error.
Wait, do you want? Should I go with you?
I can deal with Sable, and I'll be at the pirate mansion. I'll probably just be at the gate, but I imagine Scorch is gonna want some way
is
to
Sable
organize him.
at the mansion.
No, he's at the Yoho Chateau, but he's gonna deliver the shit to the pirate mansion. I'll walk with him up to the gate, because I imagine Scorch is gonna want follow-up.
Yeah, like the messenger.
You stay... Yeah, I'm messenger boy. Ronnie, I think you should stay here with Bird Kid and Finn. Or, not Bird Kid. Looks down at Oz.
My name is Oswald. You can't just say that.
Yeah.
Remember, though, you're way not Narv.
Yeah.
Ronnie also breathes a sigh of relief.
Okay, so
And now I deal with the flea bag.
so it's been Kel, you're surveilling for an hour, right? So you've been going.
Yeah.
You'll be out for like an hour and 15 minutes because it took you about 20 minutes because it took you about 20 minutes to do the whole delivery thing, and then maybe 5-minute walk back to his place, hour 25.
Where is this place on the map, by the way?
It's
Just out
the
of
Y.
interest.
It's right behind the fish-shaped building.
Okay. All right.
So that's where you're hanging out. You're sort of like you've got a good vantage of the lake and the bridge and that like mill building by it. Okay, so Ronnie and Oz, you're staying, and Finn, you guys are staying at the inn, and Wei, you're going
Yeah.
solo. Okay. Well, so you make your way to the Yoho Chateau way, and along the way, which way are you going, by the way? The direct route?
Yeah, I think I'm going north, and then I'm trying to go by Cracker Jacks. Yeah.
Okay. As you go through the streets, you do see an increased presence from the Firebeards. They seem to be stalking this area in particular. A few of them are currently banging on the door of Cracker Jacks. As you're passing by, they seem to be trying to get the manager Hooba Dooba to let them in. Are you gonna continue on or sort of try to eavesdrop?
I think I want to get this over with. I'm heading for Yoho Chateau.
Okay. You keep on heading this way. And as you get to actually to about here. But what's this C represent?
I think it was another shop or something.
Wait, hold on.
But there was a shop next to the Jesuits that we spoke to.
They're the flower shop.
Yeah.
That was that's that G.
That's the gardener. It's the C. I don't remember. Regardless.
Is that where we got the good Sorry.
The good trash? I think it might have been.
Yeah.
Oh, very possible.
So-
Either the good trash or wait, where was the dude whose house was we rescued from the Splorker? Is that him?
That's
No,
Tito's
that's the
house
other
is
side.
up here,
Ah, yeah, that's the T. Then I don't fucking know.
and the magic shop was back here. Anyway, as you're passing by the Jesuit's old shop, I'm gonna need you to make me a dex save. Okay, great. As you were passing by the Jesuit's shop, you get a tingle up your spine. The hair on your arms starts to stand up, and you realize you are walking within potential visual range of that frog lady who runs the shop now, who could easily pin you and Finn together. And she's also a huge potential gossip. And as you are thinking about this, you immediately duck down and scurry past the door just as her head turns. And she goes, very loudly, loudly enough for you to hear. "Oh, I thought I saw something." "Oh, no matter." And goes back to her, whatever she's doing. You can hear her loudly gossiping with somebody who's in shop about what happened at the wedding. "Oh, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let me tell you it all again." Um,
Poor
Do I
bastard.
see Way out and about, by the way?
make a perception check.
Okay, I have advantage because I hawk.
Because I hawk.
Because I hawk.
Is hawk-
Those are both really bad rolls.
Nope, you do not. You do
Wow.
not see Way. He is
Okay.
trying to be discreet, and you are also not looking for Way specifically, because
Okay.
you might even see him amongst the crowd of people going around, but it is not. You are specifically keeping an eye out for anyone trying to get towards Yorkus and for what the Firebeards are doing. You do see the guys pounding on the door of Cracker Jacks, and that kind of distracts you. Eventually, you see Hoopa Doopa let them in, and they sort of open the door slightly, and they sort of barge their way in and slam the door.
Okay.
So Way, you eventually make your way to the Yoho Chateau and are greeted by the orc.
Usei?
Yeah, Usei Dikwe, who has taken a special, interest in Ronnie. And he holds his hand out and says, "Oh, wait, I know you. What's up?"
Hey, look, I know I was here and we got kicked out and it was embarrassing, but like, I gotta talk to that guy, Mr. Rogus.
Well, you hang out around here long enough. He should, it's got to come out sooner or later, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, sorry. And, don't feel too bad about the getting thrown out. It happens to, it's happened to nicer people than you.
Thanks.
You're not sure if this is meant as a compliment. He seems to think it is, but it comes out weird.
You got you got any stories? That sounds like you got shit to tell.
Make a persuasion roll.
There we go.
I'm not supposed to talk about this, but well, you might have seen him. You know that rich Kenku family that was here staying around the same time you were?
Oh. Yeah, I think I might have we might have crossed paths. But yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, no, serious? We got kicked out?
They got thrown out a couple hours after you. It was kind of an ordeal, 2 in one day, But apparently, one of them, the kid, was carrying around a bag full of teeth. and he lost it. He just lost his shit. Started pushing over tables, screaming, "I need my teeth! I need my teeth!" You know, Kenkus can get real loud. They strong vocal cords, I guess, and he started wrecking up the place. You saw the way he was dressed, like he was a 6-year-old, but he was an adult person. So I think there's something wrong there. Arrested development, they call it. Regardless, we had to throw him out myself, right there on the dirt. He points to a patch of dirt
Yeah?
nearby.
That must have been fun.
It was not. It was really awkward and uncomfortable. I didn't really want to touch him, but that's the job sometimes, you know? He wipes his nose.
Yeah, I'll keep pestering him for like local street gossip until Sable comes out.
Yeah. So you make another persuasion roll to see if you can get more information out of him.
All right.
Okay, he's really begrudging it, but eventually he opens up and he's like, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. There was one guy who was just so stuck up, and elvish guy. He probably one of the richest guys we've ever had in town. This is about 6 months ago, but he comes in and is just waiting for me to touch him so he can recoil and say how much orcs stink. And he means it both literally and figuratively, right? And he is just so disgusted to even be in my presence. Real racist guy. He eventually gets he eventually gets found out. He's something of a jewel thief, and back when the guards were still under the auspices of actually doing their jobs, they come in with some out of state what's the word, bounty hunters come in looking for him. So I didn't get to throw him out personally, but man, was it nice to see him screaming when he got dragged across that bridge there. Sometimes life works out okay,
What a jackass.
right? Hey, you know
And
what? Oh, no, you go.
we were out in the woods doing a job a couple days ago, and we had to seal up the Shadowfey portal. There was this dick ranger, thought he knew everything. Oh, I protect the forest. Shit talking fucking bird kid. And I drop my voice when I say bird kid.
Bird Kid, yeah, right. You know Bird Kid?
Yeah, you know,
Wait a minute.
friend of a friend.
Is that the little Kenku who's always with you? That's Bird Kid?
Listen,
Alright, fuck. Come inside a sec. He opens the door.
yeah. Thanks.
You see the Eldrin who's inside there normally. She waits as she starts to greet you as you come inside, and he holds out a hand. He's like, no, not this one. This guy's, he might have the goods to be a bodyguard. I'm just checking him out. He's sort of like, stands in front of, between you and her, and he's got his arm around you tight so she can't see you. And is keeping, he's like maybe 6 inches on you, and is just sort of like keeping you close. She says, oh, okay. She's like curiously looking around, but he pulls you into like the servants area, like the place where the B team stayed before. And he's like,
Right.
he like pulls you into a room and shuts the door. What the hell are you doing here, man? They're on the lookout for your friends. I'm just piecing this together now.
Yeah.
The pink lady. That's that tiefling who's with you, right?
Yeah, that's why I need this Rogus guy. He can vouch for us.
Oh my god. You know, if I was a piece of shit, I could turn you right into them, right? You're just lucky. That's all.
Yeah, I Usei, I owe you a big drink whenever the hell your shift is over.
Look, you don't have to worry about her at the front desk. She's a rule around here. Keep secrets, you know? Sort of a discretion on behalf of clients kind of thing. But other people in town, they're gossips, man. Every Firebeard in town is looking for Bird Kid and the Pink Lady.
Yeah. That's why I need Mr. Rogus.
For what? No, I don't want to know. I don't want to
You
be
don't wanna-
complicit in this. All right. I can go get him for you. However, I'm going to need something for me.
Do you have a something in mind?
Yeah, I got something. This is between us, you and me.
Yeah.
He stymies for a second. He's not, like, sure how to say this. He's like, I want... You're friends with Ronnie, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, good friends?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they, like, they get lunch?
Ronnie eats lunch, yes.
Okay, I eat lunch too. So,
Do you want me to get Ronnie to have lunch at the Seafarers Bazaar at a time when you are conveniently on your lunch break? So the two of
oh
you
man,
can
I
have
couldn't
a
do
lunch?
that. But yes, you're gonna do that for me.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, okay. All right, I can't really.
I'm gonna be real with you.
Mhm.
That can't happen today because of the whole like they're hunting us down thing. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna make that happen.
Look, it doesn't matter when it happens. It's got to happen. Okay.
It's gonna happen.
Okay. Then I gotta go. All right.
All right.
He leaves the room, and for about 15 minutes, you are in there, and it starts to get like a little bit nerve-wracking as you're like,
Shit.
yeah, right. Like, how much do I know about this guy? And like, he seems cool, but like, he definitely doesn't seem as friendly with you as he is with Ronnie. So it's like a little weird. But about 7 more minutes pass, and you're just like holding, you're doing the not like this thing that Ink has posted in chat. And the door opens, and you stand, and Rogus walks in. So, hey, I know you. You're, you're the Pink Lady's new guy.
Mr. Rogus.
Hey, please. Call me Saber.
Table.
So, little birdie told me you had something to say to me. You know, I'm a man of business, very, very busy, you know, so maybe just out with it.
Yeah, business. This is why I'm here. Finn. She mentioned that
Oh, she
you're
mentioned
here
me, huh? I knew she still had feelings for me.
Should I roll a deception check to not make a face?
I mean, if you want to make a face, you can make a face.
No, Waylon's trying desperately to not make a face.
Right. You successfully don't make a face, and he seems a little
Yeah.
bit thrown by this, like he wanted you to react.
Yeah. And
So
he's like,
obviously.
yeah, no, he's like, yeah, she mentioned that you're here on work business,
Yeah, work business. It's kind of business idea, work business.
Look, if you want that Scorch thing to go through, Finn says that you want to give him this, and I'll hand him the envelope.
He doesn't take it, and he looks at it, and then you, suspiciously. What Scorch thing?
She told me last night your boss, his self, they hate each other, but trying to mend a bridge.
Who do you think my boss is?
Finn's dad. You think we don't talk?
Okay. What's in this? He taps it, but doesn't take it.
If you want a bridge, that's the teleportation circle.
You're gonna have to do a little bit better to explain that to me. I'm not so quick on the uptake.
That is a freebie into Scorch's inner circle.
For who?
It's gonna give him
my
a little
boss or for me?
for your boss.
Make a deception check here. So you're saying I bring this, whatever it is, and I get a promotion. That's your pitch?
Yeah. You bring that to Scorch. You have made Scorch a friend. You've gotten rid of an enemy for your boss. Win-win? 2 birds, 1 stone?
Okay. Let's say I'm exactly... He pulls out a chair and sits down across from you. Leans forward. Still hasn't taken it. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say I'm exactly as dumb as you think I am. I saw how Finn looked at me last night.
Ugh.
I know. She wouldn't help me unless there was something in it for her. So what's in it for her? I know the way she plays. I've known her practically my whole life. So I probably know her a bit better than you do. She could be playing you for a fool right now. I don't know if you believe what you're saying. What I'm thinking is, whatever's in that, it's going to screw me over. And you think, oh, she's so pretty. I how could I argue with her? Don't get fooled by that. She might be a princess, but, she's still her dad's kid, right? She knows how to play. She's part of the family. So, why on earth would I believe her?
Family business, right? Quid pro
She
quo.
ain't really working in the same business anymore, though, is she? Went off on her own. And I like to play too, but I'd have to be pretty dumb to, I know she's still got some love in her heart for me, but she certainly likes to make things difficult. Plays hard to get, So why don't you open that up and you tell me what's really inside?
Yeah, I guess I'll open it up.
You open it up for him?
Yeah, I guess I do.
Okay. And you show it to him, right?
Yeah.
So what is it that he sees first? First is on top is the letter from Finn.
Yeah.
And what does the letter exactly say, just so I remember?
What would Finn write?
It was so well phrased.
Yeah, it was like, oh, like,
Our
you know,
families work together in hard times.
Right.
yeah, you
Way,
could use
way
a
said it earlier.
friend, heart, swirly writing.
The eyes are dotted with hearts.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, it's a
It wasn't
trust play,
signed.
right? It's like you can't trust
Yeah.
those around you, but you
Mhm.
might need someone who you can trust. This is
Yeah.
a letter from Finn. You saw me yesterday at the wedding, basically, and this is
Yeah.
the document contains the first half of this information, right? That
Yeah.
so he's
Mhm.
pouring over this. He recognizes Finn's handwriting and all the hearts and shit. He looks at it and raises an eyebrow and looks at you, and then he looks at the evidence. Is this for real?
Creepy church.
So, the lady he just married is 3 ladies, and they don't like him.
Can't stand him. Like, you were there yesterday.
That is so fucked up. But it makes sense. She did not seem like she liked him at all. And believe me, I'm very good with women, so I understand their needs. This is very interesting, you bringing this to me. So I guess my question to you is, what's stopping me from taking this and doing whatever the hell I want with it?
I mean, look at the note. You'd be doing Finn a favor.
Could do Finn some other favors.
Ugh.
So you're saying you wanted to meet with me in this little room, and
Finn told me I could bring it to you, and you would drop it off. That's all we wanted.
can I tell you a story?
This is the worst type of dude.
I mean, yeah, I'm here, I guess.
Yeah, for the time being, you're here. So, Finn used to have this boyfriend, right? Real piece of shit. Real smug, full of himself, thinks he can do whatever he wants. Walks in on day one like he knows everybody there, like he's just so fucking charming. That guy, you know where he is now? Fuck it, nobody knows. Because we got rid of him. We got rid of him. That's the kind of people you're dealing with. You might think we're all buddy-buddy. Oh, we both know Finn. But it's not like that. It's not like that at all. And if you're not careful, what happened to him could happen to you too. Do I make myself clear?
Crystal.
He looks at you. What kind of look is on your face?
Wei is like showing a little bit of nerves because that is a normal human reaction.
Normal.
Because it would be weird if he was just like straight faced. He's trying to be, he's trying to make him Rogus feel like he's got the upper hand.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Saving throw.
That's going to be a 17 with that +4 bonus. I think.
Oh, with your +4 save bonus? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
He reaches for something at his hip.
Oh.
And he lets go. And he grabs the package, or what's left of it, and he stuffs the contents inside. If I do this for you, you're gonna owe me a favor.
Yeah?
You're not gonna like this favor.
Try me.
Oh, don't worry. It's not gonna happen right away. But, when my boss hears about this, and he will hear about this, he's gonna want to know a lot more about you. After all, that's his, little girl, you know? He takes the document and pats you on the knee with it. And he stands up, and he walks out the door. And with that, that's where we're going to end things for the evening.
As soon as Waylon is alone in the room, he just
He starts vomiting uncontrollably. Okay, and that is where we're going to end things for today. We'll be back next week. We're on, right? Is that the one where Ria's gone, or is that no? We still have Rhea next week.
It's all of us, and
Yeah.
then the week after,
Is no Rhea, and then after that is July 4th. Okay, so we will be back full party next week, and then the week after that, no Rhea, and then July 4th we'll be off. But we thank you for everyone who came in and watched this. We thank you for everybody who's watching on the VOD. We are currently hard at work on a document, a wiki of sorts, for people who like the show or want to get interested in the show but don't want to sift through every episode. Because we do know the episodes are long because we're just doing VODs. They aren't edited down. So in the future, we don't have an ETA on it yet, but there will be a thing where you're like, if you're watching a new episode and they're like, and then Polly comes in, and you're like, well, who's Polly? And then you'll be able to be like, okay, that's Polly. That's who's Sable Rogus. You'll be able to, although I do recommend you go watch that old prequel episode because that one's a good one. It explains a lot of what just happened. But yeah, that's what's up right now. And thank you everybody for being here. Thank you to all the players. And we're gonna raid out right now. So let's give Scone a nice little raid. I think he's still doing Trials of Mana right now. And that's all from me. So you guys have a good night and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, we are clear.